you wanna ruin this family? Run away with this boy from the city. What have I done that is wrong with my God? Why you wanna leave the land of your elders? Who will keep the bloodline and the legacy? Are we gon' disappear forever? Don't you know we need you so? Don't you know we need you so? Don't you know we need you so?
Toucher les plans, toucher les plans, hey. Toucher les plans, toucher les plans. Mama, teta, kibande, yamakuta, bébé, samba, biscuit, toilette.
Are you really gonna shame your sisters? Get lost where the light is fabricated and forget about the moon and the sun. You know that their soul is dark and empty, completely corrupted by vice and technology, and your heart is too pure to be taken away. Don't you know we need you so? Don't you know we need you so? Don't you know we need you so? Don't go, don't go, don't go.
Anapenda kinga, umupe kinga. Anapenda velo, umupe velo. Dance mulendambo, mulendambo. Dance mulendambo, hey, mulendambo, mama. Mwasi ya putu, bolingwa putu. Mwasi ya moi, bolingwa moi. Mwasi ya putu, bolingwa putu. Mwasi ya moi, bolingwa moi. Mwasi ya sekat, mwasi ya sekat, mwasi ya sekat. Mulendambo, mulendambo, sagara. Analomba kinga, umupe kinga. Anapenda velo, umupe velo. Anapenda kinga, umupe kinga. Anapenda velo, umupe velo. Dance mulendambo, mulendambo. Dance mulendambo, hey, mulendambo, mama. Anapenda kinga, umupe kinga. Anapenda velo, umupe velo. Dance mulendambo, mulendambo. Dance mulendambo, hey, mulendambo, mama. Once you're second, once you're second, once you're second. Mulendambo, mulendambo, sagara. Once you're second, once you're second, once you're second. Mulendambo, mulendambo, sagara.
I'm ready, 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 I'm 100%. Telling my heart on the African mafia, we gonna run it all. Tell them it's never seen, so we gon' see who the refugees. I got it made. Hey, you love dividing my people and conquering. Revenge of the Indians. We gonna see who we pop once we roll. You gonna pay what you owe me 100%. You gonna pay what you owe me 100%. You gonna pay what you owe me 100%. You gonna pay what you owe me 100%.
It's picture perfect when I swerve at them. HD when I'm serving them. Owe me nothing but love, my nigga. On the Bible I swear, my nigga. Oh no, no, no. Don't you mess up with the cash flow. Oh no, no, no. Cause you gonna pay what you owe me 100%.
You gonna pay what you owe me 100%. You gonna pay what you owe me 100%. You gonna pay what you owe me 100%. You gonna pay what you owe me 100%.
It's gonna be a long year for you niggas. Why you mad though? We collect and collect. Why you stressed though?
We came to reclaim the area. We came to unleash the million brothers strong. You better pick who you want an enemy. Pay me my 100 and up, then I whoa. You gonna pay what you owe me 100%. 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 You gonna pay what you owe me 100%.
Mic check. I lost 8 kilos. Feels good. Say what you want. I'm a great beat maker. Welcome to Club Shada episode 264. And that's something. I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody is in the best spirits. Listen. Today is going to be a year in a review episode. We're going to talk about, and listen, no, it's not me. You and me. Because I don't prepare those shows. So you're going to give me everybody in the chat. What are the subjects that were important for you, and I'm probably gonna go check out some website to see what are the subjects that were important in 2022, and if you want to participate, I know you guys are shy, but you never know. If you guys want to participate and come and hop in the video, the link is in the chat to come in and come talk, even if it's for 5 minutes. MJ, tell your wife to come talk to me. I know she likes the show. This show is brought to you by ShadaWare.com. The gods of good fortune. It is midnight and 46 here in Lisbon, Portugal. I can see on my face that I lost 8 kilos. It feels great. It's been 2 months without sugar and it's not a strict diet. Actually, it's a very cool diet. I'm just following, listen, it's amazing to have lost 8 kilos. Hopefully I'm going to lose another 8 in the next 2 months. That would be great for me. But yeah, it's great because I can see it, I can feel it also in everything I'm wearing is falling. So I'm always like taking my jeans back up and stuff. That's great. So to start, I want to give a shout out to Julie, Lopes, Youssef, Honorine 936, whatever your name is, Kim, etc., etc. Welcome to the Shada Gang. 4,000 new subscribers to the channel. A lot of them coming from something going on and other music videos, but also some people coming for Club Shada. Today, the chat is not only, usually the chat is only open to subscribers. Today, the chat is open to everybody. It's the end of the year. And anybody can video call if you want to talk. I'm gonna use, there's a function on Discord where we can talk without using without people seeing your face. I'm gonna try to use that as well, and I'm gonna do a Club Shada on Instagram as well. I don't know when, but next year, or maybe at the end of the year. Maybe I'll see. I don't know. I'll see. We'll see how it goes. I want to acknowledge our stream royalty, the last stream royalty for the year 2022. Organized players, thank you, Mike, for $24. You can become the stream royalty. Wait, listen, with $30, $25, you can become the last stream royalty of the year. If you want to support, thank you to all the sponsors of this show. Siren Desil, we miss you, and everybody else. Thank you so much for your support. So let's see who's here. Black Free Thinker, good evening, how are you? Oh, before I continue, everybody put the flag of where you're watching this from and what time it is where you're watching. Here in Lisbon, Portugal, it is midnight and 50 minutes. Sabrina, hello, how are you? Mountain of Inspiration, what's good, everybody? Don't forget to put the likes, you like this live and share it to your socials. MJ Wemoto, what's good, brother? How are you? How you doing? Yep, 264. Look at that. Juju Zhao, I hope you're doing good. I see that you need somebody. You need me to come shoot you. Too many selfies. You need somebody to do you some. Come to Portugal. I'll get somebody to shoot you some nice photos. Just saying. But I hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing great. I hope. I guess at that time now you all the pain is gone and you're enjoying your new face and body. It was just a face. I forgot. But hey, listen. I hope you're doing great. Merry Christmas to everybody that I didn't say Merry Christmas, Emery. And listen, in 2 days, this is we entering a new year. Heavenly Father, I love your song. Something on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Blessing. Thank you so much. In Montreal, it is 7:50. Cool. Let me listen. I spend more time trying to keep my kids from strangling each other. Listen, you can come live with your kids. It's okay. I have a first caller. Somebody's calling. Let's see who it is. This thing, I forgot to assign it to the guest number 1. Hey, joli garçon bien habillé, body, ça te va?
Bonjour Nicolas, toujours ton cos, toujours mignon.
C'est ça, let me.
Why you acting like I'm calling randomly when you actually forced me to be on the show?
Because I have to make them believe that somebody actually loves me.
Bon, mais attends, je sens pas bien là. C'est quoi cette histoire?
Attends, c'est le lutte.
Oh, even my
Bah,
head, I didn't
lutte,
shave
bah,
my
lutte.
head. No,
Tu peux te refaire sans lutte ou avec lutte?
No,
Sans,
whatever.
avec. It's like that. You just maybe just remove a little bit of contrast, all right? And remove the saturation, you look good. Ouais, fallait mettre un béret. Vraiment, tu es mal rasé. On dirait un gars qui vient d'arriver de la brousse.
Écoute, je suis un homme du terrain, hein, qu'est-ce que tu veux? Le général, là, comme dirait la milliardaire.
Yeah.
Nous sommes des soldats, toujours prêts à en mesure de quel que soit le type de mission. Donc,
Black Free Thinker is watching us from Syracuse, New York. Finally above freezing. Listen, you guys have been listen, did you see what happened? Listen, the US?
Oh, it's bad, man.
It was bad, man. People like there was that poor woman. She coming back from work. She just died in her car, froze. She had snow all over her, and then she just
Very, very sad. She was like a couple of minutes away from my house, actually, which was
no, that's horrible. I would have stayed at work.
Yeah, it's one of those horrible things, man.
I'm watching from Florida. It's extremely cold, and it's 7:52 p.m. So how cold? I don't know in Florida. Florida is supposed to be hot. Yeah, Florida.
No, winter time, it depends. I've been in Florida, well, I guess.
No, usually, but no, the whole U.S. have been hit by this wave of crazy weather.
It's unbelievable, man. I mean, you don't want to live in the States right now.
Listen, that's crazy. Why do you have stars on your face? You have some blue stars on your.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my little thing. Hold on.
You have your little. Oh, that's cute.
It's making me. I look like a unicorn.
Yeah.
Hello. Blue pill, red pill.
33 degrees. Oh, that's in Fahrenheit. Listen, I'm in Europe. I don't know how to read Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is. I guess it is low. Yeah. So, let me ask you, let me listen. Everybody in the chat, tell me for you what was the most significant thing that happened for the year 2022. What about you, buddy?
Yeah, well, quite a lot has happened, you know.
Yeah, well,
The
for you, you
most
had
significant,
personal.
the most significant was the loss of my mother this year.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think it cannot get any more significant than that.
For real, for real. Yeah.
But still processing that really. But yeah,
I can imagine.
album, third album,
Yo.
wrapping up a trilogy that I started a couple of years ago. Over, yeah, called Manifestation.
Being nominated, I mean, being considered for a Grammy
Considered by,
Award.
considered by the Grammys, yes, for a Grammy Award in the alternative music category,
I
competing
also,
next to Bjork. I mean, I didn't get the nomination, but come on, if you like competing
yeah,
alongside Bjork,
yeah,
there's no better, contender than that. It's cool. I won in that sense. I feel blessed
yeah.
to be there.
Did you? I believe that another thing that was significant for me personally, for our collaborations, I believe that Kilulu is really our
Yes,
first collaboration that passed a certain threshold. It's
it
really
is.
like
It's true.
it's a song that everything
Yeah,
was
definitely,
videoed.
definitely. Yeah, you can definitely say that. I agree. I think Kilulu, well, it had a similar yet much deeper impact than Mama Kosa.
Yeah,
You know, equally as impactful, I would say.
I think more. I believe that
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah, yeah,
people
yeah,
love
more
Mama
for
Cause, but
sure.
when you play Kilulu, there's something. Like when you play
Yeah,
it, people
I
really
just
like.
played it on Monday. I was in Rotterdam in Holland, and every time I bring it, dun, 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 I bring the power. Hey, Lord have
Hey,
mercy. No, big tune, big tune.
yeah,
Yeah,
big
man,
big
complete
tune.
album. So yeah, that's pretty much another highlights was me doing the Forbes magazine Afrique, four
Oh yeah,
pages, GQ
yeah.
magazine Portugal.
Congrats, congrats.
Yeah, man, thanks a lot. Being awarded one of the 100 most influential Africans around the world, by the I would say the people that truly work for expanding, the visibility for what we're doing as a diaspora, and yeah, it feels good, even though we may be invited in some places where we are offered a, a an opportunity to watch and see people being awarded. We still get recognized in other aspects, in more often than not outside of the direct um, reach of our industry, which is interesting. So yeah, good vibes overall, man. Good vibes, Bucky. Good vibes.
In
On the pressure rest.
2023, Julie is saying she's coming in your house.
Julie says what?
She's coming to see you in Portugal, to sleep in your house.
No, I don't think Julie says that.
She's having a new
That's
surgery on
good.
her face, so she's gonna do nose and cheeks. Yo,
Not a mercy.
take it easy, mama. Don't
Yeah.
end up like Michael Jackson. Some people, they start getting like obsessed with surgeries when they
Yeah,
start doing a bunch of them.
Yeah, you want to be careful with that.
Yeah. I just wanted to ask you, are you Haitian? Nope, I'm not. Even if I've been invited by the president a few times. I'm from Congo, but because of that little Guyad extended, a lot of people.
Bomba guy.
Yeah. But does it count if I had sex with some Haitians? Does it?
Oh, you
Does
fucked
my
up, man. That's the type of shit that would piss people off. No, you gotta be provoking people for nothing. And then you
I'm
call
sorry,
me,
I'm
yo,
joking.
man, yo,
I'm joking. It's a great
yo, I
country.
started, I started another crisis on Twitter. Here you go.
No, listen. If you've been with enough of a certain nationality, you start speaking their language, and then you know.
No, you do speak a Creole, huh?
Oh, I lost all my Creoles. I understand when people talk, but it's true that I lost a little bit.
Well, it's like
I'm,
riding a bike, right? You get back into it the moment
oh yeah,
you
yeah. Listen,
get
put me
involved in
in.
the environment.
Yeah, put me inside of put me in Martinique, Guadeloupe, Guyane, or Haiti, and for a month, and all my Creoles will come back firing easy.
The contour of my eyes look dark, man. This is how tired I am. Goodness. I look like somebody
Yeah, man,
punched
they
me.
look dark. Is it you or is it? Let me lighten you up because damn. So,
Looks like I put some makeup on. Well,
maybe you should.
yeah, okay. Well,
Well, listen.
Was
Me
about you,
personally,
man?
for me, something going on.
Stupid, but okay. Yeah, for sure. Non. J'allais dire quelque chose de bête, vraiment. Ça allait démonétiser le show en même temps. Non, merde.
Yeah, so something going on, exploding on. Even if it started exploding last year, it's really this year that it just became a worldwide trending topic a few months ago. So this really, interestingly, did a lot for the rest of my catalog, for the YouTube channel, for everything. So this is my third or fourth track trending on TikTok. But most of my track were trending locally. This one is really trending worldwide. And every time there's a creator that does something, I look at the number of followers. It's like 10 million people. And I was like, yo, that's a lot of people. What else? In 2022, I don't even know. I reached 250 episodes of Club Shada. That was important for me. My next milestone is 300 episodes. I believe that in 2022, I was really working. I was just working hard on my catalog, working and creating stuff. I think one of the highlights was started the year with the NFT collections. The two NFT collections selling out and selling $100,000 worth of NFTs. Actually, I checked. The volume is already at 200,000.
Wow.
So yeah, that to me was crazy. And then the rest of the year, I was really working. I believe that for me, everything that was, I would say, was outside of me. So of course, the war in Ukraine was something that really was something that changed the dynamics of the world. Harry and Meghan, your friends.
Who?
Your friends from the monarchy.
Of course. If I was part of the royal family, I honestly would have taken. I would no. I don't care what medias have to say. I would take serious measures against this boy. He's being silly, and this woman is making him look like a little pom pom. I'm sorry. I don't care if they have kids, whatever
The
together.
same.
Like at this point, bro, like you turning, like you playing into that. There's just yo, you cannot. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. And yes, I have not watched the documentary. I am not going to be adding my views to that. Nah, I'm sorry, I'm good. I'm not like a pro monarchy type stuff, whatever. But like, yo, there's a level like that. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it was the year of the victims.
If that really just this year, it's
No, but
only getting
this year is
started.
like it's the paroxysm, and I think people are starting to be a little. It's starting to really create a divide where some people are like, okay, enough. Because if you say you're a victim of anything, all of a sudden you got movies, podcasts, this, that. So a lot of people are just monetizing this. And I mean, listen, they're doing their hustle. But you have to understand that at a point, if you have nothing else to propose to people, because if you look at them, I mean, I don't know them, but all I've been hearing about them the last two years is this. Oh, the freedom, we finally free, oh, we left, da 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 da, and now they're just milking this.
Yeah,
And at a
milking
point, I'm
it,
like,
man.
okay,
You
what
know,
else? So what are you gonna do as
when there's nothing more to
Prince
make.
Harry? What do you have to say that is interesting? Or maybe if or and his wife is an actress. What else? Like, okay, we understand. You left. You didn't like it. Okay, what now? And we see that it seems like there's nothing else because all they do is talk about this, and people are starting to see that. Okay, well, so I believe that in the all the people who viewed it, there's a lot of people who viewed it by curiosity or to hate on it. So
I,
I mean,
I,
listen,
I don't hate, man, but
no,
I'm
I
probably not
don't, I don't.
informed. Maybe I'm making an informed decision upon the matter, but I already made up my mind about that woman the moment I started seeing all the couple of nonsense, and the moment I sense that you're manipulative. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, nothing you're gonna say is gonna work for me anymore because that's it. Like you've showed me that you are very toxic and you're surfing off of a wave that you try to keep riding.
yeah,
I'm victim of racism. This, you just realized that you're black as of like yesterday. Oh well, not that you probably didn't know of that, but anyways, it doesn't matter. It is all subjective, his opinions. But like all
yeah.
this, like trying to surf off of certain hypes. I'm sorry, it's just that
That's
I'm not.
people for you.
I'm good, man.
But there were a lot of I think another part of the on that conversation. Let me see. Let me just look at the comment. The success you have on TikTok is so amazing. Do you earn money when they use your song on the platform? I'm not sure. Probably some publishing money, but most of the money that is made is indirectly when people go to Spotify and YouTube to listen to the songs in full. And there's a lot of people who do it. So, but if I made money from the 1.3 billion views, oh shit, that would be cool. Usually when I go to a party with my family, they usually play compa. The next time I go to a party, I will play something on beautiful.
Bless.
And don't just play this one. I have 10 albums. Go check some other songs like this one. I have a lot of these Candy Soup. That's the name of the style of it. I just noticed that a lot of your viewers are from North America. Yeah, everybody else is sleeping. I just That's the reason. When Club Shada was at 2 p.m., there was a lot of people from Portugal, from France. But then, my
During the
family's
pandemic.
yeah. But now, yeah, because it's at night. So a lot of people, actually, a lot of the viewers who are outside of North America, they watch the next day. A lot of people, they watch on the next day and then they leave comments as they're watching. A lot of people watch the show. I think there's probably 200 people watching the show live, and then there's like another 600-700 watching every episode after. And now it's also a podcast, so some people catch it on Spotify, Apple Music Podcast, etc., etc. Yes, please do.
So hold on.
Another
When you say as a podcast, so do you cut the intro, that longest intro that you have?
now why what do you have against my music? I play my
long,
music.
for 30 minutes before you get on. So the way you was
So
running the show back in the days, well, back in the days, like as in like when you started. So that 30 minutes of music, that's
no,
all
it's not
people
30
hear.
minutes. It was back in the days. It was 5 minutes.
No, man. Yeah, as of last year, you were not playing like at least 10 minutes. I'm exaggerating, of course, but
No,
you at least had like
it
a
was
good
5.
10, 15
Now
minutes
it's
of
10.
intro.
Now it's 2 songs. Yeah, 2 songs.
No, no. So then it's before that. I don't know which one. Yeah, there was a couple of episodes that you used to run for like at
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess it was, yeah.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like now, I did 8-10 minutes. That's how I do the intro.
Okay.
I play two songs, then I play the intro song, and then I come in.
Well, I
Man,
mean, it's a lot
it's a good
more
way.
intense.
You start the podcast with people listening to your music, so it's
Your
still your
choice. Yeah,
content.
for sure, for sure, for sure.
So,
It's still your content. Yeah, it makes sense.
you know,
But because
and
I was asking in terms of attention span, you know. So like, if people don't have direct access, then they have to skip to. Do they take the time to do that? You know, that's the thing.
it's something that I realized on Facebook, for example, when I stream on last episode I streamed on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. On YouTube, people tend to arrive as the show go, so people arrive after 20 minutes. It's really like 20-30 minutes. On YouTube, everybody arrives,
On Facebook, you mean?
and on Facebook, sorry, you have like 50 people watching. And if you don't start talking straight during the intro, it drops to 10 people. So what I would prefer to do in this case would be to start my show normally and to be able to connect to YouTube as I'm already on. But hey, listen, I personally,
Facebook, you mean?
to Facebook. I'm not going to change my show for
Just from Facebook.
the fact that some platforms are whatever. Facebook is the platform is a little flawed. But I would like to try to do Instagram. I would like to be able. I will talk to the guys who make Ecamm, the program I'm using. If I could have an horizontal plus a vertical setup, and be able to send the vertical to Instagram and the horizontal to at the same time. Because for now you can only choose one of the two, but I believe it shouldn't be so hard to do. So that on Instagram you can, and then you can have a great show because now you have both at the same time. That would be good. I was about to talk about something else that to me was okay. You had the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion.
What there's
Three
a
Idiots
lot
for
of scandals, man. There's the
Yeah.
slap.
This.
Will Smith
The-
slap.
Oh yeah, Will Smith and the slap.
A lot of mercy.
That was crazy as well. That made people talk, and it just came back actually.
Yeah, it was a movie. It was that new movie, and but I don't know, man. You know, much as I like Will Smith as an actor, I don't know. He's just, for me, it's never gonna be the same anymore. And I'm sorry, I just never. For me, Jada, I don't know that woman. I've watched the show. We spoke about it before, but I'm like, bro. This guy, man, he's endured. I mean, hey, you don't know what happens in people's intimacy. None of our business, but
To me, it's not really okay. Me, I have a good attention span. To me, the problem is not really the fact that it's the slap, whatever. To me, it's just when we talk about somebody way too much. After a point, I'm just tired of you. You see what I mean? And I guess they just really, I heard about him way too much, and I'm a little bit.
Well, you did a couple of shows about him, him as well.
No. Listen, everybody milk the subject, which is what people do.
Well, I think the latest one is Kanye.
Oh my God. I forgot about this
That one.
idiot.
Yeah.
This one too
Jesus.
was. Oh my God. That one was something else. This one won the pompon.
No,
If I can say it.
Oh God. That he made the new collection that he just drops. I don't know, man. I don't understand why artists have to play that kind of game.
Emery was there and he disappeared.
Like he,
Okay.
I mean, I guess he's literally showing that he doesn't give a damn. He's literally showing that he doesn't give a damn, which is Very. Mais, ok, ça c'est quelle technique ça?
I don't know what I'm doing. There's a new
Shada.
thing. I'm
What's going
trying
on,
to.
Club Shada? Club Shada used to take jokes at me. Now it's your turn. Ça c'est le Club Shada du quartier, vraiment.
I don't understand. I'm trying to have us at the same time. It's not working. Woo.
Lord have mercy. Baba qui est vraiment...
I'm trying to have both of us at the same time. I can only have one of us. The fuck is going on?
For the first time in the history, now I can turn the joke back on you. Lord, he used to make so much jokes about my internet connection, my telephone, my phone quality, and all that. Here we go now. Lord of mercy.
Yeah, but I cannot.
Hello.
There I am.
You see?
Emery.
You see?
Vous m'entendez? Hello,
On
guys.
t'entend très bien. You at the gym? Are you at the gym? Oh, you can
J'entends
hear us.
pas. I don't listen.
Well, we hear you. Oh, you can't hear us.
Vous me recevez là?
On te reçoit, mais es-tu à la gym?
I just finished my workout,
Okay.
so I try to call.
From the workout.
I take a chance.
You see, buddy? You see what black people do? They call from the workout.
To take a chance, you must make sure that your system works. That's the good.
But can you
working out, Baba?
But can you see us?
I don't know why it's not working.
Okay, try to call us back. Try to call us back. Oh Lord.
Oh, ce n'est pas facile.
Ah, it's compliqué. Ah, ça y est. Now I get it. I was clicking on two things at the same time. Okay. There's this new thing that I don't know what it is. Wait, let me see. Oh, they added some stuff that was not there before. Okay. Well, so that was Emery, who was calling us from the gym.
Let's get to that year situation, man.
Listen, I'm done with Ye.
Tatiana Said.
Chena Said. The thing is, on Facebook, you are multitasking your attention on numerous things. On YouTube, you have one thing to do, watch your video. But they are all trying to become like that. I'm so sad for Will. He didn't have any dramas in his career, and this happened. That's true. And listen, we are in a time now where people just don't give you a chance. Judy, why don't you call us? You can just show your belly if you don't want to show your face. Well, now you have a new face. We want to see the new face. Come on. Just don't be naked. Was AMC GameStop this year? I think it was last year. Huh, buddy? AMC and GameStop. That was last year, right?
C'était last year. I think it was last year or the year
That
before.
was the
Yeah,
year
it
of
was.
what's the name of that app? No, not Revolut. The other one.
No.
Robinhood. That was the year of Robinhood.
Yeah,
Even
the
that
year of Robinhood, yeah.
that app just got kind of disappeared.
Yeah, I mean, whoever was there when it was the right time made their money.
Listen,
That's for sure.
crypto. That was also the year where crypto fell off.
That's the thing, man.
That was the year that crypto said bye-bye.
No, what also happened this year is what is interesting, as you can see, for example, like even in the political realm in Africa, you can see there was during the 64th council at the UN, World Council, whatever you call it, where all the heads of states come together. There was some serious interventions from the prime minister of Mali, who literally took some serious
Shots.
shots at France. And oh, Malcolm Beats, what it do? And Ivory Coast, etc. And I think he did a great job and was extremely well articulated. And as much as everybody's trying to play their part in their very own propagandas, there's a sense that Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Conakry, those countries are trying to push forward a completely different agenda. And well, let's hope that they don't fall for another master. But most definitely, it is disruptive. We can see now DRC openly now. More and more people start criticizing Rwanda for the actual crisis in the eastern part of DRC. I mean, look, there's a lot of changes, man, and I think that if we look back at our conversations, I think that's one of the most dominant elements of the conversations we've been having this year. It's like a lot of politics and geopolitics involved in what we're focusing our attention upon, and I think that we're seeing the dawn of a new world indeed. It might not be
Yeah.
exactly what some may think it could
It is.
potentially be or whatnot, but yeah, there's a lot of things that
There's a lot of
play.
countries that are leaving that are against now the idea, and I think the idea is just empires rise and fall, right? And I believe that
Absolutely.
there's a lot of countries that are now starting to be done with the idea and actively wanting to get away from the Occident led by the US being the rulers and police of the world. A lot of people are now saying, yeah, listen, why do we have to pay everything in dollars when the American bully everybody using that? And why if you take the population of the world, which is more or less 8 billion people, if you take the US plus Europe, that's 800 million people. So there's 7.2 billion people who don't get to decide who's good, who's bad, which societal, like some and you could see with the Qatar. They all went to Qatar, and then they all went there to say, "Oh, this is bad. You should do this. You should be like this." And listen, yeah, some things. I'm not saying I agree with the way they live there, but I don't go there to give lessons to other people.
I don't
And
even think it's a
so-
matter of agreeing or not agreeing, man. It's just like
it's
their
not your country.
They run it the way they want to run it.
Yeah. But I think since the end of the World War, and maybe before when they had colonies, there's a group of countries, the G7 the G7, who want to run and have been running the world, who have been running the economies, deciding the price of materials, deciding this and that, deciding what is right, what is wrong, who's right, who's a terrorist, who's a resistant, etc. And a lot of people are starting to say, wait a minute, you guys represent 7% of the people in the world. Why do you take all the decisions? And their reply was always, because we know better. Because we are more advanced than you, because we are this, because we are that. And people are starting to be like, nah, nigga, yo. So that's what we're seeing now. And yeah, people are leaving the dollar. People are starting to want to sell and buy commodities in their own money. And there's a lot of, I would say, empires, but there's a lot of blocks that are, like the Turkish want to have their own leadership in their region. The Chinese want to have, like, Russia want to, the BRICS. You have like all these groups that are saying, wait a minute, so why all these people always come and whatever they do is for freedom, and when we do the same thing, we are aggressors. So,
but do you think that geopolitically talking, even though Turkey definitely has a strong
Turkey,
capacity of influence geopolitically worldwide,
I don't
compared
believe
to Russia and China,
I don't believe.
You notice they've been, yeah.
You know what I believe? I don't believe that we are about to be in the world of unilateral power and unilateral influence. I believe there's going to be multiple blocks, and I don't believe Turkey is trying to reign worldwide. I think Turkey is just trying to have a sphere of influence where it is in that area, in that region, the end of Europe, the beginning of Asia. And China is the same thing. They want to be like around China, Southeast Asia, that have influence there. And the Russians, with their oil, they want to have listen, their territory is huge already, so they're just trying to have influence where they are. And same thing and listen, Africa is going to wake up one day and gonna be like, so wait, we want to start like, and even Africa, excuse me, and even Africa, it might not be one country having influence on the whole continent. It might just be 4 different blocks, the people from the west, the people from the east, the central, and everybody having their own influences, and creating their own cars, creating their phones, having their own internet infrastructure, starting to, I think we are going to a place of multi-blocks. I believe. I believe that's what the leaders are trying to do, and I believe that's what the Europeans and the Americans are trying to avoid at all costs. But
of course,
I believe that they will not have a choice. At a point, you can't go like this, and it takes a lot of money to do it. It's not going to work forever. And I believe the Europeans are also trying to be a little more independent from the Americans as well. When they think about it, like, the Americans have been bullying them as well, and they don't listen. They don't play a game. They don't play a game that is fair with the Europeans as well. Like, I don't know if you remember when there was this scandal when the French and the Belgium discovered that they were being spied on by the CIA, and like, we're supposed to be allies, bro. So I believe and I also believe that even in Europe, the countries of the north are starting to be tired of lifting the countries from the south. The people are, because I guess the problem with the euros is that they wanted to do the euros the same way as they did the USD. But the USD is one country. The euro is 28 countries. And
Eurozone,
the countries that are rich are building the countries that are poor, like Portugal, like Italy, like all these countries. And maybe the Germans and the people in the north are starting to be like, yo, listen, it's becoming complicated.
But hold on, Italy's in debt. I don't know if you can still call Italy a rich country, because they're very.
No, I'm saying the north.
In debt,
I'm saying
Italy
I'm saying Netherlands. The Netherlands are tired of paying for Italy.
That's what I'm saying. I think France is more in debt than it ever was since.
Oh yeah.
Richelieu, some whatever time like that, back in the.
Bro,
whichever century it was.
They have too much territory that they don't want to give up. They want to keep it for geopolitical reasons, but in a way it doesn't make sense. But it costs money, and you don't have colonies that are bringing you free manpower and and materials like back in the days. So this is what we are seeing now. There's everybody is trying to reposition themselves, I believe, and Russia, Ukraine was the first thing. Like, and listen, even in America, when you have people in the streets, right, dying of cold in your own house because there's no electricity by minus 55 degrees Celsius, and there's no money for welfare, people are like starving, and then you have 100 billion to give to Ukraine. Americans are starting to be like, wait a minute. All these money is going where? People are starting to ask questions. It's not like back in the days where when you ask question, they could answer you what they want. Now, if you ask question, you go on YouTube, somebody's gonna have an answer for you. So it's becoming complicado. The drill camp.
The drill camp.
I want to know, what is the drill camp? What do? We sing.
Okay,
we sing.
okay.
We listen to drill.
It looks like somebody's working out or some gym situation.
Now
Greetings.
she's she's probably she's into empowerment and those things.
Okay.
Let me have
Coach.
let me have somebody intelligent join us.
Who that?
Oh, mountain of inspiration.
La montagne d'inspiration. Oh là là, Tokos.
Tokos. We can hear you. We can see your beauty. You look like me, As you get old, you look like me. Look at us. I need to talk to my mom.
Of course.
I need to talk to my dad, my mom, and be like, okay, we need to talk about some of these secrets.
We are family. But I can't
That's
stay
for
too
sure.
long. I can't stay too long because I have to run back upstairs.
All right. So, what is the most significant event or events for you in 2022?
In 2022, I believe the most significant event for me has been what happened in Rome.
In Rome?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
When the Pope finally acknowledged the pain that the Catholic Church had put the Indian people through, and was able to say it with his own mouth, "I'm sorry." That was usual. That was usual.
Yeah.
It was a big lesson in humility for all of us to realize that, you know what, nobody's above anybody. I'm not righteous. I'm more righteous than anybody. We can all make mistakes, and at one point in our life, you have to come to a place to humble ourselves and simply say, you know what, please forgive me.
Indeed, that was an important moment. I do agree with you.
Unprecedented indeed. You surely are not going to see the French apologize for what happened in Rwanda or any of the other countries they've helped mess around with.
You're looking for trouble. You're looking for trouble. Do you know they can take your passport away, huh?
It's okay. I have no problem with that. I have other passports.
But I can see where it's coming from. Not only in Rwanda, but also in Libya.
Bien sûr. Attends.
I'm not trying to open a can of worms, but not in Rwanda.
Oh, listen.
No, let's speak the truth, man.
It is true.
Libya was run by
Libya.
crazy men. It was run by crazy men. We only was crazy men, but at least there was a sense of stability. But as soon as we went ahead and removed the guy,
they destroyed that country. They made that country a living hell.
Yeah. For all of us.
But you're
That's
right by
true.
saying that they could. I think it's important it's the governments. Because technically, if you're looking at the populations, then essentially there's no massive issues, but the governments are rotten to the core. If you see what is being done, how things are being pursued year after year, mandates after mandates, presidents after presidents, it has gotten worse and worse and worse. Effectively, if you talk about France, for example, it has not gotten better. There's not been any leader that has made that country shine in any positive light.
I would even say that in France, democracy is is suffering.
Big
There's
time.
a sense of censorship that I've never seen in France, where these government in particular.
Yeah, but I mean, when it comes to France, I might have to disagree with you, because from 1981 to 1995, there was a great man by the name of François Mitterrand, otherwise known as
Tonton
Dieu,
François.
Tonton François.
Dieu.
It was different.
Well, but then you are at the same time condoning the fact that François Mitterrand playing a disruptive role in breaking down equilibriums of forces and changes, necessary changes, like the arrival at power of Thomas Sankara, his assassination because he confronted him, etc. His intervention, even in the, during the apartheid time. François Mitterrand did not do anything really to, if anything, he was collaborating with Peter Botta and all these folks. I mean, you name it, all of the big, look, honestly, I understand that it was great in terms of he was a great Machiavellic leader, but I don't know if he was great as far as being a human being. And for having if you look at his I don't know his family, but I've crossed paths with one of his sons. I think it's Frederic. And yeah, that guy's behavior. This guy walks in Africa like it's his backyard, man.
Oh, he used to be in my house all the time. I remember him.
Well,
The one that was a lawyer was always
He was a good man.
It was what?
If he was coming to your house, he was a good man.
No, listen.
It was. Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing.
More kind of inspiration, know the concepts, concept of politics.
Because
Listen.
if that is listening, because Papa, s'il venait à la maison, c'était un homme très bon. Moi, je
Ah
parle
oui,
français
c'est vrai.
parce que il faut le dire haut et fort. Papa, c'était un homme très bon.
That's true. Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing that I want to see in 2023. I want to see Mountain of Inspiration and Bodhisattva doing a Monday Quality Talk. Okay. You guys would be amazing with your knowledge of Africa, both of you, and of history. That would be an amazing show that I would love to watch. So I believe you guys should make it happen.
No,
and vice versa. And I'm seeing that Mountain of Inspiration still haven't invited us in his channel. When he invited me in his channel, it was full of technical problems.
Starting to talk about some nonsense, man. Maybe his audience is into some other things. We might start talking about stuff that's.
Listen, listen. The audience of Mountain of Inspiration, so I went to click in a few people who leave comments. You have people that are in truck all day, live streaming from trucks. I was like, yo, and buying crypto. I was like, all right, okay, where you find those people?
There you go.
That's great.
We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna make it happen.
We have to.
And again, I overheard something very quick. I want to go back to that very quickly.
Julie is saying that she's coming to your house soon, Mountain of Inspiration. She's going to Montreal. She wants to be in the friends room. Just giving you the heads up.
But I'm not even home.
Well, she'll find you there.
Voilà, c'est pour des bêtises comme ça qu'on t'invite pas sur les choses de montée d'inspiration. Voilà, c'est ça. C'est la montagne de l'inspiration. Toi, tu amènes des choses dans des endroits, dans des...
Mais
vraiment, mais c'est pas possible.
Tout le monde a le droit de monter la montagne.
Oh.
Tout le monde. Même les bochos pointus.
I'm gonna answer you. You see what happened to this young man was not spending time in jail? The rapper who shot his girlfriend in the foot.
Ah.
Yeah.
There you go. Everything I do is about it's a business decision.
That's true.
Everything I do.
You're not gonna shoot Julie in the foot, won't you?
Elle a monté sur la montagne.
Non, mais c'est la réponse, hein, c'est la réponse.
But you know how they got him? They didn't get him because the chief of accusation, the charge was not he shot her. The charge was using a weapon like in a way that was dangerous for everybody, and having a weapon with you. That's what he was charged on. That's how they got him, because somebody saw him firing that thing 5 times and going crazy. And listen, at a point you cannot go around punching people, punching August Alton up, pretending you're a gangster because you have people around you. Anger management, like you said, it's a business decision. Everything you say, everything you do is a business decision. Just like Bodhisattva and his Kenyan fan, that he had an assault charge almost last year.
In 2021?
Tu es bête. Kaysha, pourquoi tu es bête comme ça? Je n'ai jamais vu quelqu'un de bête comme toi. Et puis, it's not even true. It's not even true. I never had no.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
You're playing with fire, because even you received a letter at your name.
Because of you.
You received
because of you.
No, not because of me. Who said that? Who asked you to make comments about TT? Sorry. Who asked you to make comments about BREAST and L
on your live stream?
LDF. Comment? Attendez. Mountain of Inspiration, parlez un peu à ce garçon. Il est en train de nous dévoiler des.
So
ça, c'est vraiment politique.
You got a letter too? So if I still
No, listen. No, she threatened my kids.
I will get a letter.
Huh?
Listen, you might have one too, because she was crazy.
No. MOI won't get nothing. No. That person. Look,
we should.
Okay, you should give context, because you love to drop this kind of nonsense and then leave it like that. Then people will start running their mouth.
So the context is, Buddy has ladies that during the quarantine were coming to dance, listening to his show, right? Mm-hmm. And during his life.
Well, from their homes or whatever, yeah.
And because he's a guy who knows no boundaries, he start giving his number to some of them.
No, that's not true. It's not a question of number. You see. Okay.
Can I give the context?
If I start with you, this is false. It's not a question of not knowing boundaries.
Can I give the context?
Well, it is your perspective. Then it's fine. Let's go.
Okay, listen. All I know is he started with people on his live stream being in the chat, right? And now they're having private conversations. So somehow. Pardon. Il faut pas me déranger quand je donne le contexte à mon cousin.
Je n'aime pas ça.
Monsieur,
vas-y, je t'écoute.
Nous sommes des Bantous.
Oui.
Donc, so for somehow, I don't know why, they start having private conversation, because apparently he does business with everybody that's in his chat, right? Okay, cool, no problem. And from that conversation, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know where, maybe, for some reason. I mean, it's not for some reason. It's not. I'm not shocked a bit, but DJs make women feel certain things. I don't know why. And then I don't know. Maybe she thought they had a bond that was more than professional. I don't know about that. But then she started like being in the chat, doing donation all the time. So those guys from Afro House, they think everybody's brothers, sisters. They like to have this vibe. And then they were having a conversation about something. I don't even know what the conversation was about. They were just having a debate about something, and she me too him. All of a sudden, she was like, "Yeah, you are aggressive, da, 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 da." And then she started going crazy.
Are you done with your explanation?
And me, I was like, "Qui t'a envoyé là-bas parler avec ces gens?" And then and now. But now I receive emails. Wait. And now I receive emails when she's like, "Yeah, and your kids will fiddle the car." I was like, "Hey, what do I have to do with that? What do I have to do with that shit? What do I have to do with this?" So I ask him.
You're sexist. And you'll wanna be what did you say? What did you say?
And I was like, what do I have to do with this? Why am I in the email?
No, look, so this is the thing. So
So what did you
the
promise her?
problem is
Tell
that
us the
from
truth.
this
Tell us the
from
truth.
this so
Tell
this
us
is
the
thing.
truth.
So
Tori,
no,
Tori
Keisha.
Sadva. Tori Sadva,
No,
tell
you
us the
see,
truth.
this is the problem with you, Kaysha. You see, the thing is that I think this is the reason why you're very. Okay, let me just finish. I'm not going to go there yet. So the reason with this woman, what happened is this.
Yes.
She was very active, strong fan, like, extremely present. And as you said, yes, you're right. In our industry, there's a sense of like your brother, sister kind of vibe. And it's like, it's very brotherly. So the display of attention was really in that sense. And yes, we had an interaction with, during the lives. We it was very, let's just say, very colorful when we do the lives on Instagram. We would talk about, intercourses between men and women, fidelity, da 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 da. Just basic,
Hey, Dieu Seigneur. Hey, hey.
basic
Hey, Buddha,
information I would say that
Buddha.
would be of interest. And actually, we actually had, whenever she would jump on the live, there would be quite a lot of following because she was very funny
Okay.
and also very educated as well. And then, as I felt like she looked like she was somebody that was sensible, at least at first. I said, okay, look, let's chat outside of this whole IG thing.
Oh,
So I
that was
gave
the
her my
problem.
information, and I think, and because the problem is this, you forget, because again, I don't look at myself as bodhisattva. I look at myself as just who I am. So if we're exchanging, for me, I'm not like.
That's
thinking
where
in
you
that
fucked
term.
up. That's where you fucked up.
Okay, that's where I fucked up. Fair enough, but it's my intention is not to try to get into your panties.
Let's call her.
No,
I'm joking.
no.
Okay, I have to excuse myself.
No, I'm out. He's not even a call.
Yeah.
Nobody, he doesn't even have numbers. But bottom line is this: the
Yeah.
person, at a certain point, I'm asking a very simple question. That question was a question connected to ignorance that I had. Not saying that I'm not educated, but I'm ignorant about the connection between. It was right at the beginning of this whole LGBTQIA plus and Black
Okay.
Lives Matter situation, and I said, since she looked like she was educated enough about the topic,
Because she
this
lives in
was a
America.
because she lives in America, she knows these things more, and she's into she knows this whole thing. Or at least she might know and be able to educate me on the matter. I asked, I said, what is the connection between the two? Because I don't understand, I don't get it. Ooh, Lord, I should have not asked that question. It's like the way she jumped on me from that point on. I was
So
a
wait,
bigot,
what was
I
the
a
question?
racist.
What was the question?
I said I don't see the connection, and I wonder what is the connection between Black Lives Matter and the LGBTQIA plus movement. I didn't
Okay.
say that I hate this, I hate that, or I'm not. I'm just asking what is the connection so I can understand, because I don't see how they would connect.
Okay.
And it's a question of curiosity for me to be
Just to let
educated
you,
and
just to let you
then.
know, Mr. Kesha, you might need to edit this part out because this may this may land you in hot as well.
Aha!
Let me
Even you now you're saying it. Do you imagine?
No, I
Let-
know how it goes. I know how it goes.
let me see if I'm demonetized already. Let me
So
see.
just from asking that question,
No, not yet.
jump to the throat, and literally I started being called all sorts of names, attacked to my person, attacked. I
course.
just asked you a question. This is a private conversation between you and I. I don't understand what have I said that is so offensive. I'm asking you a genuine question. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to understand so that if you expose me the information to my attention, I can then have a better understanding and then move on with my life, because it's just a simple question. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yo, and then from that, everything else that Kaysha said happened.
course.
Oh, this and that.
Then it
Oh,
was like,
let me
tu te prends pour un noir.
tu te prends pour un noir, sale con, ceci, cela. Oh, Attends, la go
You
commence à
wanna be
harceler,
and your,
elle harcelait
and
tout
your
le monde.
friends.
Je suis pas le seul, hein. Elle a harcelé, il n'y a pas que Kaysha, elle a harcelé au moins une dizaine de personnes. À tel point qu'elle est allée même dire que, oh non, j'ai essayé de lui demander de l'argent. Je dis, toi, tu es malade? Mais attends, mais à quel moment? Oh, que j'essaie de l'abuser via le téléphone. Tu es des bêtises pareilles, imbéciles comme ça. Oh.
I agree with what Julie is saying. They are linked because of the founders. Actually, the founder of one is the girlfriend of the other. And the money that went to one went to the other. And they built houses.
Pardon. Vous aussi, vous cherchez à être cancel, vous tous là. Pardon,
No, I'm just saying.
On peut parler de ça. Remove that from your mouth.
So how did you fix your
nothing.
problem?
Yeah, get the fuck out of my life, man. I don't need you. And if you come back for me, you'll find out. So cut that person away. Boom, boom, boom. And to the point, it was obsessive. Month of Inspiration, c'était obsessif. C'est-à-dire que
She was sending messages through donations.
because she was blocked everywhere.
So she started sending messages
to my agent, to this, to that.
That's when I started receiving emails.
Oh.
And I was like, what?
No, actually, she was in love, and she didn't understand and how to do this, how to catch attention. Since I was not responding to whatever.
So
And I didn't.
Did she tell you?
It.
Did she tell you at a point? Did she say sorry? Did she? Because sometimes they just
Never. This person
Maybe you should-
kept with that same energy. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't continue to ask anything because the moment she had the audacity to say that I tried to abuse her or whatever through WhatsApp, are you mad? How?
Oh, no, excuse me. So this conversation moved to WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Ah, merci. See, that's when I told him. Block her everywhere. Check the cable of your connection, Mountain.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I meant to go because I'm actually not. And someone's waiting for me.
Okay.
But I'm still watching the live.
Il n'y a pas de problème.
So we will continue. We will continue
so
about.
But just one thing. If you invited to your WhatsApp, that means that you invited home. So that.
But that's the thing. That's how you guys. At the time, I'm not seeing it like that.
Listen. I told him
in a way of like, oh, this is anything. For me, it's just like.
I told him from the get-go, block her everywhere. I told him, block. You never listen to me. You never listen to me.
You n'aime pas ça. Ne sois pas malhonnête. C'est après coup, mais pas avant. Parce que juste, even you and I, we had even a conversation, the two of us, you and I and her on WhatsApp, if you remember.
I remember that.
Afterwards, when
she started going crazy, that's when I told you, block her everywhere. You have to block her everywhere.
And we did, and I blocked her from everywhere. But then yet she was still trying to reach out to other YouTube channels. Every time she would come through with a new channel, I would block that channel.
So just a very quick disclaimer. So whoever she is, please don't come after Mountain of Inspiration. Don't come after me. I don't like this kind of nonsense. I love
In the name of Jesus, she shall be rebuked.
Okay.
J'ai toujours de la difficulté à vous entendre. I just want to say hi to everybody.
Merci. Ciao.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Merci
I don't know why it's
For
not
you too.
working.
I don't know why you're not hearing us. Mais on peut parler le langage des signes. Donc,
I
Merry
can see you
Christmas.
guys, but
Beaucoup de.
On t'entend pas là.
Hein?
okay.
Et beaucoup de. Et la paix sur toi. Ah, il est déjà reparti.
Bah oui, mais bon, il faut réaliser son téléphone, les frères.
C'est ça, appelez avec les laptops.
Non, cette affaire
Julie, appelle-nous. Free body.
Oh, Julie, il faut nous appeler.
Julie, il faut nous appeler.
Le login de ce truc-là.
Le pass est là-haut. It's on the chat. Sabrina, il faut nous appeler aussi. Si vous voulez pas montrer votre visage, c'est pas grave. Vous n'avez qu'à filmer la commode. Non, c'était une gosse, c'était une psycho.
Non, c'était une malade. Attends, donne-moi une seconde, je vais sortir juste la chaîne une seconde. Non, c'est une malade mentale. C'est-à-dire que le niveau de bêtise, en fait. Mais j'ai pris une leçon, hein. J'ai vraiment appris une leçon. C'est-à-dire que, tu sais, parfois, tu oublies, en fait. Tu oublies qui tu es. Et donc, toi, par sympathie, la personne...
En fait, on est des gars...
Je suis pas en train de marcher dans la rue et me dire, oh, je suis bodhisattva. Pour moi, je suis...
on est humble. Yeah, the humility sometimes get you because... To give you an example... Just now, I just met some guys in the street where I just went to buy something at the pharmacy. Mm-hmm. And I met some guys and they wanted a photo. And he went from doing 1 photo to doing 5 to doing 15 to talking to me about, I do this, I do that, and then to say, oh, we took a photo 15 years ago. Let me show it to you. And I was like, and he was just browsing his phone. I was like, bro, when you find it, show. No, wait. And some people, because you are a nice person, they will take 15 minutes of your time when they should only have taken 1, just because they don't have the education, or they don't.
They feel entitled.
You remember when we were on the phone and that guy started having the whole 30 minutes conversation with me, and I was literally like, and that guy was just like, he was going on his way to take his metro, and I was coming out of the commercial center, and he just started having a whole conversation with me, like, and I was like, bro, I don't know you, but because you're nice, you don't want to, you don't want somebody to feel that you took them from up there, so they just talk, and I was like, bro, yeah, we learn from that.
No, we learned. Honestly, it was one of the worst experience of the year 2020, actually.
Yeah, you had 2 psychos, huh? 3.
Well, okay, let's don't go there.
I'm just
let's keep it where it's supposed to be. Yes. Yes.
We leave them in 2022.
No, it's fine. That one, okay.
In 2022.
On a habitué à sentir son vieux dossier de merde.
I remember,
Mais les autres, ça va.
It remind me of the first psycho I met. That was in 2014. No, it was in 94. Sorry, it was in 94 when I just told her, out of being nice, hey, if all the girls are strawberries, you a peach. You're different. So to me, you're different. I see you like a different friend. Did you bang
that girl or you didn't?
No, nothing. Never. Nothing.
So that's the same. Yeah. Okay, so yes.
Yeah, and then she just went crazy.
I didn't do nothing. Not even a conversation of the kind. Like, continue.
Les femmes sont parfois cruelles.
Sont parfois cruelles. Hey, non, là, c'est pas cruel,
Il y avait un rap qui disait les femmes sont cruelles pour faire mal.
Non, laisse tomber.
Et Murray, vraiment, je ne sais pas c'est quel téléphone que tu utilises, mais...
Non, mais ça ne va pas, le son. On t'entend, mais tu nous entends pas.
Ouais, nous on t'entendait bien, mais apparemment toi...
Peut-être parfois que c'est peut-être le volume qui est baissé jusqu'à...
Ah ouais, c'est vrai. Peut-être que le volume de ton téléphone est baissé, ou que tu dois mettre le son de ton navigateur. Mm-hmm. Si ton téléphone est en mute, tu vois. Women are psycho sometimes. It's in our blood. I remember Julie being telling me a message. She was pissed because one guy unfollowed her, and I was like, so? You look at all my photo and then you follow me. I was like, so? That was like 13 years ago. And I was like, yeah, he went to my Instagram and then he unfollowed me. I was like, yeah, I got 300 people unfollowing me all the time. So there's nothing special. Ah, parce que YouTube est en background, maybe. Oui, quand tu appelles, il faut que tu quittes peut-être d'abord YouTube et après tu fais l'appel. Ah, ouais.
Non, mon cher.
Moi, je veux Julie. Call. You call now. I want the two Julies. You don't have to show your face. You can show not your body.
Photo,
you can
whatever.
Yeah, you can show a photo of you. Or you can show Justin Bieber. Next time we go.
Non, mais c'est pas facile. Franchement, I honestly, I think 2022.
A lot of people in 2022 were excuse me to cut you, but I think a lot of people in 2022 were living the aftermath of 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
And the mental health are really, you know, I believe
the impacts are very real.
Yeah. The impact was real.
I mean, you just have to look at how people even behave in clubs. You just have to look at just the overall attitude of people towards just socializing and stuff. It's very, 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 very weird. Unusual.
Yeah, I believe that I lost a lot of social abilities because we've been inside for so long, and we don't even know if it meant something. Because now that the more information comes out, the more we realize that the masks were useless. The quarantine made things worse instead of making them better. The all the medicine that they said we couldn't take were not, and like the vaccines are creating a lot of side effects to people and are not that effective. She was so mad about people unfollowing me. I was so mad about people unfollowing me. Yeah, I remember. Do you remember when you sent me a message? Because she didn't send me a message one time. Every time somebody unfollowed me, unfollowed her that she knew, she would go crazy. I remember, what's his name? Rahiz, I think. The one I did a song with. The guy was there. He unfollowed her and she was like, yo, can you believe that? He went to see all my pictures and then he didn't follow me. Why? I was like, sis, I got 300 people unfollowing me every day and then 600 following me. Like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, social media is a special kind of beast. I think social media had made people go even more crazy, and I see it in the US. People are nuts in the US because of social media, and people wanna answer to social media more than real life. It makes no sense.
Because they're bug de fou chez moi. C'est quoi le bug? Because they've replaced their life, real lives with social media.
That's true.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Donc là, ça c'est le drill camp. D'accord, en train de travailler sur.
Attends, elle a expliqué c'est quoi le drill. Non, elle a expliqué c'est quoi le drill camp alors.
No, we know the drill camp. We know what it means. It's just that
to drill is an image for breakthrough. And a drill is like a special training for soldiers. I see every leader like soldiers, generals. So I want to create a safe space for leaders like us. Non, Julie, tu dois venir faire un épisode.
No, because we have to speak.
Julie, tu dois venir. She has to come do a Club Shada and a Monday Quality Talk. In 2023, we're doing conversations with everybody.
Yep.
Because this is important.
Well, actually, technically, we've been doing conversations with everybody.
No, but not enough.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Because you make conversations with people that anger feminists and stuff. Me, I don't do this.
Who?
You remember when you had the South African DJ?
Oh, no, the big producer, the big radio producer.
That
oh my God, I had all
crazy.
the Me Too movement behind my back and shit. On my back.
That was crazy.
Because it is the thing, right? The word we need that allegedly means you are. No, allegedly. There's no, it's alleged that, but it's not proven, it's not confirmed. No, it has been confirmed. Even if it is, at the end of the day, the guy, well, I'm not here to talk about this nonsense. This is my friend. as far as I know. And at the time, I had no knowledge about the situation, so I
Yeah.
wasn't going to change my plan.
But because people are black and white now, and you know the best thing for me, there's something I realized in 2022 about people. People comment and talk and want to abuse other people as if they were amazing people with no flaws. They all talk as if they never cheated on nobody, like as if they never stole anything, as if they never cursed, as if they never made a joke, as if everything. Like they're all like perfect little people. And sometimes I look at people, I'm like, yo, like you guys are funny. Club Shada, l'arbre à palabre. Julie was like, especially famous people. I was like, do you know who I am? I still have DMs that I sent to these guys. Shame on me. I want to see those DMs. I probably still have your DMs.
Honestly, this world we live in now, man. Oh, no.
It is.
People are not educated, and they think that
Yeah.
because they're learning propaganda, they're being educated. No,
Yep.
you're able to repeat a
Hashtags.
specific coded message that is a bunch of punchline and hashtags and
Yep.
things that are hard to go against because you're cornering the conversation without
Yep.
understanding there's nuance to everything. Whether you like it or not, there is nuance. Now, of course, certain things cannot be nuanced.
Yeah.
If somebody is accused of molesting a child or trying to sleep with a child, that fucker needs to be taken care of accordingly. And that's
If
where,
it's proven
man,
that he's guilty.
of course. But I don't know if you notice. Well, it's been going on, but really recently, I've seen more and more things coming out about a lot of the hidden things in the industry of entertainment and beyond, pedophilia and all of these things. It's serious, man. It's serious.
Listen, it always has been. Listen, it's simple. Where there is power, either it is power through money, power through fame, power through being powerful. There's gonna be abuse of power. There's gonna be people that are gonna be mentally screwed by their own power, and there's gonna be people who are attracted to that. It is what it is. It's always gonna be like this. Some of the things that me personally, I sometimes I tell people, listen, some of the things everybody's being agree, especially to my African brothers and sisters. Some of the things that you are angry about in Occident, your uncles are doing the same thing in Africa, and you don't say nothing. So,
Yeah, it's called culture. For cultural reasons, etc.
Ashanti says she's ready to settle.
What is that for? Slide in the DMs. Oh, Kendrick Ross. I'm a Bantu gentleman. I'm a serious Bantu man. I am not no. Look. I beg. I've learned my lessons.
What, you don't want to be with an entertainer?
Which entertainer?
Ashanti, she's a singer.
Sorry, you're talking about us. Oh, snap! I'm sorry. For some reason, I thought it was referring to Ashanti, the Ashanti people of Ghana. So I thought, and
No.
my mind was on the other conversation. Oh yeah, Ashanti. I mean, nah, I don't know. I mean, she hot, but I can't. She too much. Well,
We don't hear about her.
I mean, it's too much exposure. It's
Do you prefer a woman that is discreet? Would you date a celebrity?
Depends which kind of celebrity, but yeah, good.
Well, no, singer or an actress.
Depend how she's as a person, but yes, why not? But it's not necessarily the first thing I'm going to go for.
No,
Not
imagine
because
every,
I can't do it or I don't want to do it, but it's just that I don't. It's not that I'm against, but I don't see the point. It's like, a lot of them are stuck up anyway. Um, so I don't see I don't know.
Sabrina demande pourquoi tu réponds pas à ses DM sur Insta.
Sabrina m'envoie des DM. Ben, renvoie-moi un DM parce que si tu savais le nombre de messages que je reçois par jour, tu serais pas étonné que je te réponde pas. Mais avec plaisir, si tu me renvoies un message maintenant, je vais regarder où sont tes messages et en fonction de ça, je vais te répondre à ceux auxquels j'ai pas répondu. Donc je m'en excuse.
Kaysha, je t'envoie des screens de mes DM sur Twitter, tu vas voir comment j'étais folle. Oh shit.
Toi aussi, Julie, Kaysha va poser tes textes maintenant sur cette conversation.
Et je vais les lire à haute voix.
Vraiment. No.
So you wouldn't date a celebrity?
Well, I mean, what? Honestly, for me, it's not even about celebrity. Because again, I don't look at things like that. But
me, I wouldn't.
I would have to really look at your values.
Imagine she has everything, but she's just a celebrity.
Ah, fuck it. Then why not? Not a big deal. But usually they don't have everything, and a lot of the time there's a lot of mess.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot
I'm okay.
There's a lot of neighbors.
Me too. I'm a celebrity myself. I don't need to be in that celebrity screwing each other type.
Yeah, because now whenever there's a problem between you two, everybody has something to say.
But that can also happen with the wannabe celebrities. Them chicks that once they get with somebody known or guys for that matter, doesn't matter, men or women alike, then to create a little buzz, then they start creating scandals. That's also another issue with today's world and social media and stuff. It's like, they're very quick to come on and say, well,
they just want to
share. I want to share my truth about what happened. And really, and I hope there's a safe space for me to speak because better yet, I've been looking for a safe space to really express my feelings on this matter.
Some are sincere.
Man, I beg. As you said, some. But we're talking about, in that case, like, the fact of not being able to keep things on a discrete level is like, okay.
I was about to talk about that.
Voila. If we've had a relationship, it didn't work out. You don't have to now start and I'm not going to go and talk about your life and talk about our intimacy and how you're not this, how you're not that.
I hate that.
How is that anybody's business? Why you got to be bitter?
Because those people live for social media.
Of course, no.
So when it doesn't work or when there's a problem, they and that generation is so about that because they lived and they share their whole relationship through social media, when it's over, people believe that everything belongs to social media. When my wife has 200,000 followers on Instagram because of the influencer stuff, when there was the fallout with her best friend, that they were friends since they were kids. I mean, they were in the same school and they knew each other since they were kids, but when they arrived here, they really became close. And especially the last 3-4 years, that's really when they became, like sisters. Mm-hmm. And listen, things happened. People came in the middle. People tried to influence one another. Things fell apart. Their friendship was over. And the messages from everybody on whatever she was posting was, hey, why don't you tell us about her? Are you still friends? Why are you not friends? Why you don't post photos together? We deserve to know. And she was asking me, what should I do? And I was like, don't do nothing. They don't deserve shit. It's your thing. It's your broken heart, and probably her broken heart on the other side. And it's the end of a friendship, and it's between you guys. And the more you say online, the more it's gonna stay there. So that if one day you guys talk and decided to, hey, just may not even be friends again, but even just be like, oh, okay, listen, at least happy birthday and we cool now. You will not have everything you said about each other online. And that's the problem with all these people who leave their oh my God, we have two people at the same time coming in. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? What is going on? MJ Wemoto.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, long time.
I know. I have my 2 reasons for not being.
Oh my God! Look at them.
We can tell.
Sorry, I know you can see it, but
So when is the number 3? MJ, when is the number 3? When is the number 3?
Oh, hell no. You couldn't pay me to have a 3rd child. Nah, man. I'm good. We don't play such games, man.
Joel, how many kids you have? How many nephews do I have? Oh, damn. Yeah, Maman Dalia, vraiment.
Tranquille. Je sais bon tout. Attends, il n'est pas dans vos bêtises. Hein?
C'est ça. Pa.
Ils peuvent encore parfois.
Nah, me, I'm done at 2. I'm sorry, it costs too much money.
2 is enough, man. That's
so. Let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you guys a question. Would if you all 3 of you were asked to do a vasectomy, would you actually get that shit nut so you cannot?
Yes.
Wait a minute. Anymore? Adelaide is saying she's ready for number 3.
That's my wife, actually.
Madam, why are you doing this?
Let's go.
Okay. Let me tell you a crazy story about the vasectomy thing. Right? My daughter was born in 2019, like November 2019. Then I told my wife, I was like, I'm done. I don't want to have kids. So I was supposed to get a vasectomy sometime in 2020, and then the pandemic hit. And guess what happened? This one was born.
You were too quick. So, you were like, I'm not ready for vasectomy yet.
So I guess the pandemic, you guys were bored, eh?
Yeah. A little bit.
He was working on his lock bros.
No, you want it back?
So what about you, Joel?
Do it. I'm okay, but I could do it. I'm fine. I can do it now, but you know, my
never know a little.
No, I think Joel is hesitating. I think there's some hesitation in Joel's voice.
You know why? Because we come from families of 6, 7, 8 kids.
Of course, no.
So, you know.
But life back home
in Africa, yeah, exactly.
Different. You have the family to support, but here, all by yourself.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
You got a good point, Joel. You got a good point.
Listen, me personally, I know my wife is ready for number 3. I mean, number 2 for her, number 3 for me. But I really see it as a monetary thing. For me, I really see it. I was like, listen, I look at the numbers. To me, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Another kid means these expenses. That's really how I see it. So, yeah,
just
I mean,
sell
listen,
more NFTs.
Bro, as the money's going up, sometimes I'm like, and there's also the age, like 48. I'm like, listen, I don't want to be old for my children too. So
not to be able to enjoy the walking with them, playing with them. That's another challenge.
Yeah. At a point you're starting to be like, I don't know. Listen, let's wait for it. When we divorce, you can make one with your next. I'm joking. I'm joking.
You're gonna get in trouble for this, man.
Well, that's also Kaysha. He likes to play with fire. That's his thing. He just likes to crack stupid jokes like that. Tomorrow, next club Shada, Kaysha will be like this was not like that. What happened? No, like Guinness if I share.
That stuff you don't mess with, bro. That stuff you don't mess with.
A friend of mine has 4, and the guy is tired. A friend of mine had 3. A friend of mine had 3 at once.
Guys, and my younger sister has 6.
Oh my god.
Triplet? Whoa.
No. Yeah. Nah.
Listen, when you have 3 at the same time, he was telling me when one is sleeping, the other one is awake, and the third one is hungry. And it goes like this as a cycle.
Yeah.
And you just,
You know, and
that means you never
if
get to
they
sleep.
live in Canada, it's probably good because they can take 1 year off.
yeah, but you're gonna take 1 year of not being off. You're gonna take 1 year of just being there with 3 children.
But with your wife, man, listen, because she's the mother of your children. Those are your children. You know, when my firstborn, my first one was born.
You're talking about a firstborn. Now we're talking about 3 born at the same time.
At the same time. I mean, it's a sign of love. It's a sign of love to be there for your wife.
Of course.
Take at least 1 or 2 months off just to be there helping her. Unless your mother comes and help, or mother-in-law comes and help during that time. But I say, husband, be there.
You're gonna be tired. Trust me. Listen.
But you know what, bro? My question is this: like, the pressure that comes with being a husband and having to provide as well at the same time is gonna be really, really hard. A lot of guys that I know that have kids or that have had kids in recent years out here, what happens is, some nights you don't even sleep, but you're still expected to go back to work in the morning and turn up and be 100%. And like a lot of guys struggle with that. The only good thing I think about Canada is, hey, visas for parents are good, man. Like they will allow, like, your grandparents or the kids' grandparents or your parents to come for relatively, reasonable process or amount. So if you can do that, that's probably the best, because work doesn't stop,
Your wife is saying, MJ c'est conseil de famille. MJ say he wants to retire early and travel, so I've come to accept that. Listen, Adelaide, he did a lot for you already. He moved to Canada for you, or was it the opposite? I don't remember.
He did move for her.
So he moved for her. So listen, it's your time to sacrifice. Let him cut these balls.
For real.
Yeah, it's worth the sacrifice. But honestly, like, I refuse to travel with kids this young. Like, I don't want to go anywhere with them.
When I think about, I want to take my wife to Thailand, or I want to take her to Maldives, these places. But every time I see those bedrooms with swimming pools that are part of the thing, I'm like, yeah, but with a 5-year-old, like, when she knows how to swim, etc. Maybe. Now that she's just learning to swim, I always feel like, listen, even houses. I was talking with my mom today, and she was like, why don't you go live around Buddy's area to have like a better space, etc. Like, first of all, I don't like living in the village. Second of all, I'm thinking of the kids. I'm like,
Anything
to me,
that is not in this jungle, a concrete jungle is a village for this guy. So don't even take whatever he says for granted.
how far do you
But
live
he
from?
doesn't agree with what you're saying, man. But he's like, no.
How far do you live from the city?
Exactly 30 minutes away by car.
That's not true. It's 45 minutes.
This is a lie, Kaysha, because you are used to. I don't know which kind of Uber. I don't know what kind of Uber you're riding with. Because maybe it's because you're Kaysha, they're taking you the wrong ride. But from my house to your house, I'm literally taking no more than 30 minutes. And when traffic is good, 25. So I'm, okay, you are trying to just lie to yourself. Just come to the dark side.
Okay, the question is, do you live in the bush or you don't live in the bush?
I don't live in the bush. I live in a private condominium. So there's like, and it's like it's a tiny town within a bigger town that is
far from
located.
Everything.
It's not true.
No.
Actually, yes, I am.
There's no hospital near.
Do you have a supermarket in your town?
You have to walk far.
Technically, where I reside, I am not necessarily super close from the supermarket, but it takes me. It's a 10 minutes walk to the supermarket, 10-15 minutes walk. I just don't fucking like to do it. But anyways, yes. So it's a 10-15 minutes walk. But to answer Kaysha's question, my house distance to his is 30 minutes by car. That is where
45 minutes.
And so 30 minutes away from Kaysha's place, you are in the countryside, green spaces, pasturage, and fresh air for your lungs.
Exact.
That sounds like a place I want to live, though, to be honest.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm telling you, I'm living where I live now. It's part of the Niagara Falls region, but I'm in a small town, 15,000 people. And just beside my house, it's a huge field.
Wow.
That's scary for me. I have too much imagination.
Canada scares me with this kind of fields, man. And then you see these forests, and you don't know if there's a psychopath watching you at night.
There's a Yeti walking around your house.
Not at all. As a matter of fact, I had another cousin who came to visit yesterday. It's like, I realized one thing. I didn't hear any police siren or ambulance going around. I said, that's the neighborhood we're living in. We live in a quite peaceful area. And
then when you call the police, they're like, we are far.
No.
Oh, by the way, Joel, I want to congratulate you on the quality of your camera and your lights.
Excellent.
I see you.
Oh, thank you. Actually, this is a camera that I borrowed from Vanessa by Design, and the lights are kind of the same. I'm just playing with some light.
It's nice that those colors, those two colors in the back, they're looking nice. Even MJ, you have a new camera too.
It looks real good. No, you know what? I actually don't even have like my lights and everything on because somebody's playing with the remote right now. Right. So I couldn't set it
but
up,
I can see from the camera that everybody is stepping up. Only Buddy is still using his old phone, his old iPhone 9 as a camera.
Buddy had the line of fire today, bro.
I'm an artist. I'm broke. I'm not like you guys, billionaires and crypto guys. If anything, if you guys are so bothered with my camera, how don't you guys come together and give me a Christmas gift and buy me a camera already? Look at you haters.
Listen to the real African.
Of course not.
Tatiana is saying, I would happily welcome 4 children. I don't know if I'm just saying it because I don't have it yet, but I always wanted to be a plenty children mommy. Then you need a husband with money.
Yeah. Otherwise.
Who's awake at this time?
I don't know. Anyway, team, I gotta go.
That's my son.
MJ.
Wait. We're not done. We're not done talking with your wife. So, another reason MJ is scared is the fact that twins run in my family on both maternal and paternal side, and my sisters are twins. He doesn't want to take the chance.
True story.
Listen,
I'm not taking any chances.
My cousin Cody That's exactly what happened to him. He had 3 kids, and he went from 3 to 5.
Hell no.
Y'a quoi? Tu dis quoi?
No, I'm telling you, get this thing nipped, brother. You need that vasectomy, bro. You're good. After that, you're on point. You know. I know by saying that, Adelaide is definitely not going to look at me as a friend. She'll be like, this big guy, this big boy that uses
What up, sweet spot?
phone as a camera, he's never going to be welcome in our house.
I'm not taking the risk.
I'll take that shot.
Nah, man. Anyway, peace and love, Shada gang. I'm out.
Okay, MJ.
See ya.
Peace.
Oh, my son was behind me and he left already. Damn, those kids are fast.
Yeah, well, ninja. Yeah.
Oh, MJ left us. He got scared. The wife was giving too much information. I gotta go. The wife do that.
When your wife decides to just be like, hold on now, let me.
Your wife come when your wife come to the live and she start giving all the info. You're like, oh my god, let me leave this place. That's why I do my show when my wife is sleeping.
Je dois doser. Donc après. Hein?
You know that I was thinking one thing. I want to do a live with my wife. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna invite her to talk about all her frustration after 8 years with the same guy, and especially a special guy like me. That's when after the live you're angry at each other. Oh my god.
This actually might go viral, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
that live with Madame might go viral because.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, it depends, huh? Depends.
Because like, when you start saying, yeah, so what is your, so what is my biggest defect? And then they're like, boom. It's like, one day a girl called me and I'm like, hey, what's up? Long time. I haven't heard from you for 2 years. What's going on? She's like, oh, listen, I might call you randomly and tell you, hey, it's been a long time, and ask you some strange question. Just reply the truth. I was like, what you mean? She said, no, listen, I was talking to my husband. We were having like those, let's tell each other the truth. And he asked me, who's the guy that really was her best lover, and in terms of making love, and I told him, oh, listen, Kaysha. I started explaining to him stuff, and then he just slapped me. I was like,
you're causing
why do you do this? I was like,
God.
why did you do something so stupid? Either you don't answer or you tell him, listen, before you, I didn't know nothing. I realized that really, like, you are the one. That's what you have to reply. No, but we were sincere. Yeah. I was like, okay. So why you want to call me now? And he was like, no, I'm going to call you one day and he's going to be on the other line listening. And when I ask you stuff, at a point, I think after 2 weeks, she called me. Hey, baby, I've been missing you since the last time we talked to each other. How long has we been? I was like, it's been 8 years since nothing happened between us. I don't understand what you want, and I'm married now. I had a girlfriend back then. I was like, I'm with my girl, so I don't understand. So what you want? What's wrong with you? What are you playing about? I was. No, but that I was like, hey, listen, but how you been? I hope you're fine. Aren't you married now? Hey, please respect your husband. And she was like, yeah, okay. Oh, I was just joking with you. I was like, I don't like these type of jokes. And then she hang up, and then after that she sent me a message. Merci vraiment, merci Ming, papa, merci beaucoup. I was like, yo, you guys are using me too much. Leave me out of the conversation because now there's a guy who hates me.
That's
and I don't even know him.
Beating that pum pum up so badly back then.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was sent on this earth with a mission.
Joel Amen is like, no.
Like,
You guys are going to start your stuff.
Joel Amen est là, mais qui m'a envoyé là-bas? Bon, il faut demander à Joel Amen quels sont les highlights de 2022. Parce qu'on
yeah, Joel, what are your highlights of 2022?
Oh,
An urban sweet spot since you just arrived. Tell me too, what is your highlights of 2022? We didn't ask MJ what was his highlight, but yeah, Joel, what was your highlight?
so many things happened in 2022, and I'd say that the most memorable thing, it's really being able to produce some key shows from people remotely, being the producer remotely. And
I have a question about that.
Yeah, and it's really satisfying because that one customer had brought me about 5 other customers.
So when you do a show remotely, so for example, you would be like me now, and so you're in the back and you just do, for example, like this, and you're here and you're handling the whole show, the information, etc.
Yeah.
And so the show is done from why am I there now? Yeah. So the show is done from, are you the one sending the link and everything to everybody, and the show is done from you?
Yes. So I send the link, everybody connect to the link, and I'm in the background. I'm just in the background.
Just like you do with your wife.
Exactly. And also because I use Melon when I do that, we have the chat when they give me instructions, when I send them information, and we exchange in that chat, so I know what they want. So I can prepare, for example, can you please cue this song? I can cue that song. Can you please cue that video? I can cue it. When it's ready, I say ready. And then when they say launch it, I go ahead.
And what about if your internet connection goes down? Does the show continue on the other side?
Yes. And
so you can catch on, return in. That's
I
good.
can return in. Yes, I can return in through my either iPad or.
Because there's a show that I watch called Redacted. It's like some alternative news.
I know them.
And I think they are in Portugal.
Yeah,
and the guy that runs the show for them, I used to watch him from when he was with Live Streaming Pros. He used to be right. That's I recognize him, and I think that's what he does for them.
Yeah, that's what he does. He does exactly the same thing using Ecamm.
So, no, I think he used vMix.
vMix? Oh, okay.
No, yeah, he used vMix. He's more. He's a pro of vMix. But so when you do these shows, how many shows can you do per week?
As many as my time allows me to do it. So I can, as a matter of fact, it happened even this year. I was running one for Dali here, and I had another computer in the room.
What?
In the living, yes, running another one.
Damn.
Yes.
You were going from one show.
Because I knew Dali was going over the time, so I knew
So you were starting the other one.
Yes, I was starting the other one, getting them ready, launching stuff, and they already started. And by the time she finished, I was just coming back here, turning that off, and going fully on the other computer.
Wow.
But I'm being told that EVMAX you can run both shows on the same computer.
Too complicated for me.
Yeah, that's another level. I haven't tried that.
Now, me, as I was saying, because now we're gonna be able to send OBS, Ecamm, etc. to Instagram. What I need now is to be able to send a horizontal to YouTube and a vertical to Instagram. If Ecamm give me that, that's gonna be perfect.
Right.
So you can do a double stream.
Yes. So I think there is probably a way, but I think there is a way. There is a way to.
Yeah, somebody's gonna provide a way, because I know that if I thought about the problem, somebody else thought about it.
Yeah.
Monsieur Theodore Chimanga, I'm not a dangerous man. Bodhisattva, on the contrary, is very dangerous. He's the guy with all the problems. You know, in Central Africa, there's a statue. There's his statue. The statue of fertility. On te connaît là-bas. Tu as laissé tous tes enfants là-bas traîner.
Moi, je vais me taire. Dans la vie, là, on dit qu'il faut se taire dans certaines situations.
Dans la vie, on sait jamais.
Mon cher, ce qui est sûr, je n'ai pas d'enfant. En tout cas, pas à ma connaissance. Et comme je ne chicote pas comme ça n'importe comment aussi. Donc, ça va.
D'abord, on dit pas chicoter, on dit faire l'amour.
Mon cher.
Faire l'amour. Chez Doudou cocotte l'amour.
Chez Doudou cocotte l'amour. Le sentiment d'amour.
Le sentiment.
Ouais, attends, mais donc je l'amène. Du coup, la logistique, quand tu fais, par exemple, so are you using StreamYard or are you using a different platform?
Melon.
I use Melon. Why I use Melon, I'll tell you, is because on Melon, I can resize the logo. I can move it anywhere I want.
Not on StreamYard?
No, StreamYard's locked.
Okay.
Unless you bounce, you render two different cocks, two different frames, and so you can switch from one frame to another. That's why you can do it.
Yes, but why go in the long route when on Melon I can just put it there, resize it, move it up, down, left, right, as I please.
Just like Ecamm.
Yes.
So
just like
something, something I realized with Ecamm is when I was doing a lot of conversations like this, and when I want to cut them in the end, or maybe repurpose them for Instagram or TikTok. When I cut them, I realized that I have all the elements, all these things. And because I used to have all the icons here and everywhere, I realized that now so I have my main, when I'm on main like this, I have everything like normal. But when I have guests, I put them now down there, and even the club Shada, everything is, so the screen is less cluttered. So when I want to reuse the conversation, let's say this, I want to cut it in for WhatsApp, for example, or for Instagram and stories, I can cut and not have all these information. But I know that now I can save the video, and even all 3 videos from everybody, I can save them as separate files when I'm recording. So that I didn't try yet, but that might be good too, to be able to separate when you have a guest, and then when you repurpose what they say, you can really like have them alone, and that's very interesting. What these tools are giving us. That's really cool. Interesting highlight from Urban Sweet Spot. Personally, making more of an effort for self-care, loving family, and just being in the moment. I completely agree with that. It's something that self-care was really something. It was really something this year. Making sure that you take care of yourself was very important. I do agree. Yeah. Something that I've been doing this last 2 months, as I was saying, I lost 8 kilos. I stopped all type of sugar. I drink only water now, and I eat really a nice meal. I don't eat at night. I don't eat candies anymore, and I really see the difference. I really see the difference, even in breathing, in how I feel. I wake up super early now. Like taking care of yourself is important. and not overworking yourself, because we are workaholics. So sometimes,
Now, sometimes you need to let the body dictate, guide you, because the body will tell you, now just,
I'm
relax,
sleeping. Yeah.
sleep. That's it.
And sometimes you need to do this for 10 days.
Exact.
Like body right now is c'est ça, c'est-à-dire vous voulez être carteron, voilà. En dessous vos yeux, c'est noir.
On n'a pas choisi, hein. On n'a pas choisi. Chabin. Non, mais c'est pas facile, hein. C'est pas facile. Self-care is not... it's easier said than done, especially when you are an entrepreneur, working, independently.
Yeah, when everything... I do agree.
You don't have like a mentally... of course, it's like you have a boss giving you that you don't have your regular 9 to 5. You have to hustle. If you don't hustle, there's no money. Technically, there is, but
there
isn't really, if you think about it.
Listen, and trust me, you will understand really this when you are in this situation. When you have women and children that you have to take care of, you cannot pose sometimes. No. You have to make it happen.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no no. You have to make it happen, because the rent has to be paid, and the babies have to be fed, and when the wife goes to the groceries, the credit card needs to say yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's that's why I tell a lot of artists and performers to concentrate on what generates a revenue that is way more certain than performance. Because performance come and go, but if you can make a revenue that is the same, then you can plan. If you can plan, you have less stress. For me, being able to pay 6 months to a year of rent in advance is a great reliever of stress. It really changes the whole dynamic of how I, like if your rent is paid, you're good. Like that's a good part. The rest is electricity, food, this, that. If the money runs low, at least you have a roof. You can spend 10 days of eating pasta, and then you're back to the restaurant. When you are like a lot of artists, the pandemic really showed that. A lot of artists, they had that 2 years of no revenue. There's a lot of people who didn't come back from that.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I know.
Drill Camp, Julie is saying, I agree with you. Learn to balance when you have several things to do in the same time. To be a man, woman, a leader, keep creating and be able to take care of our family or family to be.
But I think this, I understand what Julie is saying, but what if you're not a leader? Because some people have families, but they're just not leaders. And so how is that?
Who's leading the family?
How is that advice adapted to them? Because I think this is, I also think that sometimes we undermine people who are great second, third position, kind of like element of the whole chain, where it's like, you might not be the strongest part, but you're still an essential part because you play your role as well, but you're just not leading or taking lead. So I wonder, how do you...
Are you taking as a woman or a man?
Both, man.
Both. Yeah.
Because
so if you are a husband, you are the leader of the family.
But some men are just not leaders. They want to think they are, but they're not.
And that's where I would say it's best for them to be at least cheerleader. Cheer the other person. Yes,
I was about to say something stupid.
Keep it. If you're not going to be in that position to provide ideas, to provide guidance, to provide a vision, at least cheer the other person to take you somewhere.
But
Otherwise, you become a dead weight.
who you gonna cheer if you are the husband?
Then cheer your wife.
Okay.
Why I'm saying this because,
So
here,
husband at home. I mean, it exists. There's
It
yes,
exists.
yeah, because
or woman at home and cheer. Don't be. The thing is this, like you're saying, the most important is when people come from outside, where this is the war, they have to come inside to peace, to support. And sometimes the people who you support, they don't realize that.
right.
They don't realize that what you need at home is to be stressless. And they start adding stress. They always have the question that makes no sense.
So you're telling us that you're not a modern man, you're traditionalist. This can be valid for some cancellation, Kaysha. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm just a Bantou. I'm sorry. Je ne suis qu'un jeune Bantou.
Abat les hommes traditionnalistes. Abat.
Je suis un
Vous
Bantou.
tous, vous êtes des arriérés. Vous n'aimez pas le futur.
You know, I've struggled with the idea because I tried both. You know,
What did you try?
born
I don't understand.
in Africa.
Can you please explain to us? 'Cause
Okay, listen, born in Africa, African values, right? And raised starting the age of 8, 7 in Europe, France, so French Occidental values as well, a mix of two. So if you are with a very independent woman and you and you see what works and why it doesn't work, and then be with somebody who's really completely at your charge, and you're like, listen, I just want to be loved and supported, and don't worry about the rest. The rent, I got it. This, I got it. And interesting, I got frustrated by both, maybe because I had to choose first which man I wanted to be. Do I want to be like my dad, who takes care of everything that is the finances, the buying the houses, the family in general, and having a wife who have the vision and takes care of the kid and etc. And everybody choose their role, or being in something more modern, like in France, where both people bring money in, both people take decisions, both people, and then you pay everything together, the rent together, etc. And I believe it both works. You just need to know exactly what works for you. And
Exactly.
me, after trying both for years, I did 3 years of both. I realized that
Because there is a big challenge, without stopping, there is a big challenge for any man, regardless of the background, regardless of the race. The man is supposed to be the one leading, at least in a vision. And if the man becomes absent or removes himself from that position, like it or not, there is something going on that is going downward in that man that need to be looked at, because it's not normal, it's not right. It's
but
something.
the modern women here are telling you that they don't need you. They make money on OnlyFans.
But
They
that's
don't need your
because-
leadership.
No, because they haven't found the right type of leadership. Because, listen, if you cannot put in all the women in the same in the same bucket. No, they're all different. Like, you cannot put all the men in the same bucket. Look at us, 3 men here. We are all Bantus, but we look at things, slightly different when it comes to certain things. So the same way, when those women need to be approached, when somebody approaches women, it need to be, you have to be a certain type. You need to understand what kind of woman I'm getting into, because if I'm going with a woman who's so ambitious, who's so strong, who's really ready to go far, am I just going to be there trying to stop her because of jealousy, or am I going to be the one pushing her to the next always to the next level? Because if I don't see myself able to push somebody else to move up, then I'm choosing the wrong woman, regardless of the body, of the face, or whatever she has that I like. But I'm not going after the right woman. Because if I'm the one, I'm the type of man who like to keep her for myself. I don't want it to go out because people may look at her. They may say, no, then let me find a girl.
So that's where I believe that experience helps. And you need to first experience a little, like I did, to find yourself in both situations and understand what works the best for you, or maybe where is it in the middle.
Yeah.
Because I dated a lot outside of my culture. Because, you know, like if you are Central African and you are with an East African, it might be different. Or if you are with a girl from the West Indies, or you are with somebody who was raised in France or in the US, depending on where she's from or what is her way of thinking, she might not be the right person for you, just because when it comes to really like going on the same path, you might realize that something is not working, something is frustrating you. And even when you find exactly what you want, you might be, if you are like us who have multicultural, you might yourself sometimes be complaining about exactly what you wanted. Because at a point when you are the provider, sometimes you complain about being the provider because you're tired or you're frustrated today, and then the next day you're back to it. But it's just, you just have to say to yourself, okay, this is what I want. I really want to be chief of family and provide. And it doesn't mean that the person cannot work. Like, listen, my wife doesn't need to work at all. But she decided to work and to have her own enterprise and to start getting an office and work, because she was tired of not doing nothing. Because soon as my daughter got 3-4 years old, she was just, when the daughter was at school, she was just watching TV and not having, and she was starting to have mental health issues because she was feeling useless.
Exactly.
And when she started working and having her schedule, and she felt more happy. And I was like, yeah, of course, go ahead. I was not like, nah, stay home. I don't want people to think that. No, I was like, no, listen, it's even better for you to do something, because when you do something and you make your money and you see how hard it is to make money, then you respect what I do more, because you understand the position. And I know that whatever happens, I got you. Listen, you will not fall far, because the rent is paid anyway. So, but this is a choice. Some people, they're not from that culture. Listen, the rent is 1,005. Where is your 750?
This is my part.
This is my part. They arrive at the restaurant. Like, you know, whenever I go to the restaurant with so yesterday I was with a restaurant with a friend. She makes a lot of money. She lives in the U.S. Listen, she's good. She doesn't need. And when the bill arrived, and she was like, no, put in. I was like, hey, what are you doing? Not with me. And she was happy. She was not a problem, but she was kind of happily surprised that, because where she lives, a guy that is not trying to date you might not pay or whatever, depending on who she walk with. But me personally, I cannot be in a restaurant, and my mother didn't raise me that way. That's it. And it's not a question of this and that. It's just I was not raised this way, and I would find it disrespectful to the education I got. But it was funny that she was surprised. And she was like, "Oh, thank you." I was like, "No, don't thank me. It's normal. It's you know." But it's up to you to choose the type of men that you want to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, men also, like that's why I like to go back to that, because it's usually the man who goes after women. You see?
I don't know, hein, parce que Body vraiment reçoit beaucoup de messages bizarres.
De qui? De quoi?
Des momies.
Moi, je suis un garçon mignon bourré de certitude, donc c'est tout à fait normal.
Bourré de certitude.
Les amis, la famille, je vous aime beaucoup, mais la fatigue me tape. I'm gonna have to say to you, gentlemen, good night. I will continue listening to what you're saying, Joella,
and fall asleep to the voice.
Because your voices. It was indeed a lovely conversation we had. Okay, how much did I manage to stay up with you? 1.5
2 hours. 2 hours and 26.
You see, so
congrats.
There's hope. There's hope.
There's hope.
Bon, family, Club Shada, Happy New Year. May you all be blessed with a healthy 2023 and abundance of health, unity, success, and peace upon each and every one of you.
Thanks. Likewise.
Bon, merci beaucoup.
Likewise. Bah, bisous.
En tout cas, bah, bisous, quoi.
Do you want to get married in 2023? Do you want to live with somebody in 2023?
I mean,
because since I know you, you've been alone.
I've been alone for a long time. Yeah. If the woman is the right one, I mean, you know, I'm picky, so yeah. But if things are cool, yeah, why not?
The right one doesn't exist.
You know what I mean. We're not in Cinderella anymore, but you know what I mean. You know what means the right one.
The one with hairy legs like you like, hein? Avec bocho pointu, grosse cuisse, avec des cheveux, avec beaucoup de poils.
If you want to talk about hairy legs, I'm not into any hairy legs, hairy armpits. I'm not into that. But I have given that a thought.
Oh my god.
Hairy pum pum, if it's well trimmed and well kept, we can accommodate, but preferably everything needs to be on point.
One day, I saw. Don't ask me how I saw that, but hair was coming from the belly button, and it was one set of hair going down and going under and coming back to the back, like a comme une perruque. I was like, what am I gonna do with this?
Je vais en train de souffrir, vraiment.
J'allais faire des tresses. Yeah, I was just...
Bino.
Joël Ahmed! Courage, fuyons!
Vous allez me gâter, hein? Vous allez me gâter les oreilles, là.
Ça, ce sont les esprits de proxénétisme, vraiment. Bimo!
Listen, I traveled a lot. That's all I have to say. I used to travel a lot. There's some strange things out there. Out there in somewhere in, you know, dans les confins du sud de l'Afrique de l'Est. But yeah.
Ça, c'est Kaysha. Il te donne à peine, mais il te donne assez pour savoir que c'était ça. Tais-toi aussi.
Oui, mais tu sais, je peux...
Some of the people you talk about might come to this show.
You know, I can sometimes say those things to put you in... C'est pour induire en erreur.
Ah oui, c'est vrai aussi. That's true.
Because in my head, I know exactly where, but
yeah,
I might not say exactly where, because, you know.
But then people of East Africa might feel like, oh, you're taking shots at them saying that they're hairy. You might be cancelled for that.
No, they're not. Well, speaking of this...
Okay. Bon, I'm out. Guys, enjoy.
Okay.
Oh my God. A leader, a manager or employer, we have to make fruit. Huh? You have to make fruit, by the way. You make it fruitful. J'ai dit vraiment parfois, ta conjugaison est bizarre. I talk about leaders because we are. To lead the values in family, and we try to build, and in areas you can act for. That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. In Canada, houses are for 500,000 and up. It's hard to be a provider in this economy. I do agree. It is complicated.
Yes and no.
It depends where.
It depends on where. It depends where. It depends on. I mean, at the end of the day, it's
Bonsoir, Amélie.
it's where you learn and what are your ambition, what are the things that you can do, and discovering what you can do. Because we used to say back in the days, back in the 90s, we used to say something. There are places in the world, if they drop you and you cannot succeed there, forget it. You'll never be able to succeed anywhere. Why? Because life is not, it's not given to you on a golden plate. Life, it's a challenge. So you need to make the best of whatever is given to you. So you come and find challenges, but what are you going to do about it? How can you navigate? How can you swim and reach your goal, your target? What is your target? Because, today people are saying, oh, let's go back to Africa and start doing business. But the
When they arrive there,
business in Africa, they arrive there, and some after 6 months, they're ready to, they want to go back.
Because they arrive with, they don't realize, for a lot of them, that they see themselves as Africans, but they actually became Americans or Europeans or Asians, depending on where they live. Because at a point, if you've said, if I take myself, I lived 7 years in Africa, my first 7 years. Then I was coming on holidays, right? But for the last 41 years, I've been in Europe. And I've been not in Europe only around Congolese people. I've been in Europe around everybody and doing my business in the European way, seeing laws and seeing society and the societal ways as a European, because that's where I live. So if I go to Kinshasa today and I have to spend 2 hours in traffic not moving, after 5 days I'm done. I want to go back.
Exactly.
And if I was talking to a friend of mine who's he lives in Brazzaville now, and he's been 8 years since he moved back. And he tells me that when he arrived, he thought everything was like in France. You need something to be done, you pay somebody to do it, and they do it. And he realized that in Congo, you pay somebody to do something, they only do half of it. And you have to yell to people. And if you don't yell to people, but for him, why would I yell on my brothers? I don't want to treat people as if they were my slaves. I want to treat people with respect, etc. And then he realized that if you don't yell, people don't do. If people are not scared, they don't do. And and then it puts you in a position where you, or people will do half of the things, or an independent person would always do. They tell you something costs 1,000 to do, but in reality, they know that they're trying to get 1,003 from you. So they will do a little bit, and then we'll start inventing reasons why. Oh, but we need an extra 100, and then you start realizing that now there's some places in the world where everybody is always scratching for the extra, extra, extra. And if you are not used to that, I remember I go to Congo and people are outside the car asking for money. So that's always bon. I just arrived. I don't have cash on me, so I'm just like, hey, hi, but hey, sorry, I don't have nothing with me. And then they sit in front of the car on the big avenue, and they just stay there. And I'm like, what they doing? And my driver is telling me, oh, they will not stand until they will not move until you give money. But then my driver is not stopping. He's slow, but he's continuing to push them with, and I'm like, what's going on here? And why nobody is stopping them? So it's just another reality with other rules. And you cannot come with your rules from where you came from and saying, oh, let's rebuild Africa, blah, blah, blah. I had the same thing. I had the same conversation today with somebody who was telling me, you know, my only problem with you is you never produce a Congolese artist. And I was like, in terms of business, it made no sense for me.
Oh, man, you're right. Yeah.
And I was telling them, listen, yeah, but you know, you should go back now, go home, open a studio and work with people at home and produce people out there. And I was like, listen, the way I do my business, first of all, I need an internet connection that is at the speed of what I have now. Fiber optics, 1 gigabyte, 2 gigabytes bandwidth. Then I need to have a YouTube that is generating money. In Africa, the YouTube views don't generate money.
They don't.
I need to have streaming platforms that are generating money and where the people who are listening to the music, they are willing to pay $10 a month or to go on YouTube and 1 million views generate 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, depending, etc., etc. That's how my business works. And I need my artists to make money by performing. And I need them to be able to perform. Like when we had the label in France, we had Paris, we had 20 clubs. Suburbs, we had another 20 clubs. And then we had Marseille, Lyon, all France, probably 50 or 100 African and West Indian clubs. In every city, there was this club where you could go sing. Plus Belgium, Switzerland, and for me, Portugal, and etc., etc. If you don't give me all these infrastructure, and the artists were making also money, and I was making money, and I'm making money from copyrights, from intellectual rights, from radio, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's not possible. It's just that in my mindset, the way I make music and the way I make money from music, I cannot export this to Congo where there's no copyright, there's no infrastructure, there's not an internet that works well. And if any president is feeling threatened by whatever message that's on internet, they can just cut it and destroy my business for a month. No.
No, and to tell you something, I was listening to an interview on Saturday. It was by one guy who was in Europe, Popol Mukelenge. He used to interview a lot of Congolese artists, and he was saying exactly the same thing. He was interviewed, and he said exactly the same thing. Why nobody wants to produce African Congolese music? He says the Congolese music cannot be sold anywhere else than outside of Congo. They need to change the style. That's how it sells. If they play the rumba like Congolese people want it to be played, people outside of Africa, they're not interested in that style of music. Not much interested. And plus, Congolese consumers, Congolese people, most of them, they don't buy music. Today,
Yeah.
The place to buy music is iTunes, those platforms. But how many people, and use an example, say in Europe, you have at least 300,000 Congolese people, Congolese born, descent. If at least 50,000 bought at least one CD or one
There
album
you go. You make 500K.
then the artist will make money. But
Exactly.
what happens is people don't do that. They don't
They
even
get
subscribe
themselves
to
copies.
Spotify.
You know what somebody did one day to me like 20 years ago? They came to my show with a CD, but it was a CD like a CD to burn,
Yeah, a copy.
a copy,
But
and it was written in the marker Kaysha, and I was like, and the guy, I was like, okay, what you want me to do with this? He said, well, it's for my daughter. Can you please sign? That's her. She asked me if you could sign that. And me, I was like, yo. So in the end, I asked my manager to give me a poster, and I signed the poster. I was like, at least this is, I'm not going to sign a bootleg CD. But
No.
and when I arrived, I remember arriving in Cameroon, and somebody was selling me Kaysha. He was selling me my album. It was a CD-ROM with like my 5 or 6 albums at that time, all in MP3. And I was like, wow, outside the airport. And so how you make money as an artist, if you come from outside, you're gonna make in Europe and in the US, you're gonna make the Spotify, the iTunes money, the CD sales. And in Africa, you're just gonna do shows.
Right.
But then even as an artist, you need the infrastructure to be able to do shows. You're gonna need a TV station where you can perform. This exists. You're gonna need places where you can perform. But a lot of places, and you're gonna need the habits of people knowing that they can go to a concert and in security and etc. There's a lot of the infrastructure that is not. There's a government must take the initiative, but they're busy with roads and a lot of other problems that are more important. That I understand that. So somebody has to. The private sector has to be built first for people like me to want to be there. And people, so why don't you go build it? Because I don't live there. And when you say this, they're like, yeah, but you Congolese. I'm not. I'm not even. That's not where I live. So you understand that we are busy surviving where we are and making things happen where we are. And you guys are asking us to go do what you are supposed to do yourself. You guys have to go and make these things happen. Make those, because here too, we fought here because we were here to build and to have some rights and etc. etc. So you're gonna have. I remember somebody wanted to use one of my songs for an ad in Congolese TV, and I told them it's 100,000 K. It's $100,000, and they were like, "Oh, we only have $5,000." I was like, "Listen, I'm not gonna get copyrights. I'm not gonna get intellectual rights. I'm not gonna have any information on how many times you're gonna play this. You're gonna tell me it's for 1 month. You're gonna play the ad for a whole year. I know you guys. So listen, it's 100,000 or nothing."
Right.
And in the end, what they did, they called my dad because they were the son of somebody else too. Their dad called my dad, and my dad said, "Do it." I was like, oh. And I made 10K, and I was pissed off because they used my thing for 2 years. And I told my dad, listen, I usually don't say nothing, and listen, I don't tell you how to do your politics. I'm gonna ask you to please next time, don't tell me what to do with my business, because
that's my livelihood.
Exactly. And a lot of people, they don't understand that And because a lot of people, they live in the activism, and they see the returning to Africa as a romantic thing.
Right.
It's like a fashion, it's like a trend, returning, etc. When you return, you have to accept that you're gonna have a clash of cultures, and it's not something bad. You just have to understand that all the rules you have in your head, like you stop at when the light is red, everybody else will not care. You have to understand those little things, because when you arrive, you're gonna have a shock of culture where a lot of things that you just got used to because you live somewhere else. And I'm not saying it's better here. I'm just saying it's different. Once you understand that it's different, then you can really, and you can make great things, because you can actually make more money. You can have a bigger place. You can do plantation. You can do a lot of things that you cannot do here.
Yeah.
But you have to understand the differences of how people are, and even the mentality of the people. There's a lot of things that you will want to do because you're bringing another mentality, and you don't understand that you are actually, and it's something that you don't realize, that slowly you can become an American, or you can become a European, a French, or depending on where you've been living for years. You bring those things here. And I've seen, for example, there's a lot of influx of Americans now, Black Americans, that are coming to Portugal. A lot of them are coming for a better quality of life. The fact that they feel less scared here. There's no racial wars here. Like people are a little more integrated. There's problems like everywhere, but not like in the US. So, but the problem is, when they arrive, they bring the US problems here. Exactly. They start looking for the activists, where are the Black communities? Where are the problems? They start looking for the problems because they are used to this. And they have to. And when I talk to them, I talked to one the other time. I was like, "Hey, chill. Things are not the same here."
Yeah, they used to antagonism. They need some antagonists to fight and.
Yeah, they need to because they are active. And I'm like, "Hey, listen here. You can get together, you can do things, and look here, we even have African television here, like, and they're like, oh my God, what? Yeah, we have this, we have that, it's different. And listen, the problems are different. So don't bring your problems from the US here.
Right.
Understand that you're gonna have to adapt as well. And a lot of people, they don't realize that. And so they go to Europe coming from the US, or they go to the US coming from Europe, or they go to Africa, and both ways, and they have to adapt, and it's always complicated. I remember my friend was telling me, yo, it's so, it's so, and I remember I was there, and I was like, hey, why don't they do this, that? And he was like, hey, He's Baza,
chill,
cool. It's okay. Say, hey, but so it's like, hey, we asked them to do this at 10. It's 5 p.m. And it was like, bro, I've been here for 2 years. You just arrived.
I'm telling you. Oh, and I mean, what you're saying is true. And sometimes people want you to go invest. They want you to go invest there, but they don't realize that as a businessman, you need to see some return on your investment.
Of course.
At a certain time. You cannot just keep on putting money.
You know what they say that to you? Because they have this idea that it's time for you to give back. And you're like, so who decides who I want to give back to? How you know? Who gave me, first of all? Like, you see what I mean? Like, because if I'm going to stay, okay, I have to give back. I'm going to start with Martinique, Guadeloupe, Haiti, Guyana. That's where the success started for me.
Yep.
And so, then it's going to be Portugal, Angola, Mozambique, etc. And you guys arrive late.
Right.
When it was already, all of a sudden everybody was like, it's at On Dit Quoi, you guys woke up, but I was doing this thing for 5 years already. So it's this thing where I believe the big problem here is that a lot of people continue to see themselves as the root, and they don't realize that they are the leaf.
Exactly.
You see so many people. You want le bled. I'm Congolese. Like, bro, you've been French for 4 generations.
Right.
Your grandpa arrived here in the 50s. Then it was like, and you were born in France. You lived your whole life in France. Maybe you've been in Congo 2 times, and you still calling yourself a Z.
No.
You know, it's. I understand that. I don't mind, like, because when people ask me who do I represent, I tell them I represent Africa, I represent Congo, but I also represent this, I represent that, because I understand that it's way more complex than what people want to make it. But because people simplify it when they say it, then they believe it's that simple. And then a lot of them, when they go to countries in Africa or in the West Indies too, you know, there's a lot of Zouk artists that were from Paris, and they were killing it in Paris, and then in the summer they would go to the West Indies. And I kept telling people, be careful, because one day the West Indies will develop also their local artists, and you might have competition, and maybe people will be like, hey, we don't need you. Exactly. And that's exactly what happened. At a point, the local people started understanding all the techniques that we were using, and then you had competition from the locals, and then the locals were, hey, we want to go to Paris too, because we want to also go and conquer places. But a lot of them, in their head, it was like, no, we do hits in Paris, then we do all the cities in France during the winter, the autumn, etc. And when the spring comes, we start going to the West Indies and perform. And me, I was like, hey, you know, they also have talent there, and one day, they will just do their own songs, and they will not need you. Right. I know it's not the same thing, because we come from outside, so we are the stars. Careful. Careful, you know. And it's something that I've been theorizing for 20 years now. The moment where Africa becomes technologically on par with Europe is the moment where my catalog will generate twice the money or 3-4 times the money. But interestingly, I was thinking this 20 years ago, 15 years ago, but what I see is that all these companies that are coming to Africa are struggling. They're struggling because the artists, the only place where you can make money is the shows. Shows in the clubs, shows in the concert venues. The streaming platforms are there, but nobody has. A lot of people don't have I'm not talking about the 1% of people who have money. I'm talking about the 99% who don't have a bank account.
Right.
If they don't have a bank account, they don't have a credit card. They only use cash. If they don't have a bank account and a credit card or a PayPal, they cannot pay for your Spotify or your Netflix subscription.
Right.
And so now the question is, how do you make people move to the next level where they have a bank account? Some of them, they don't even have a smartphone, but it's still a billion people that is untapped revenue. And all these people, they listen to your music, they listen to your content, they come to your YouTube channel, but the YouTube channels don't generate money there. And you're like, why it doesn't generate money? Because there's no ads. Why is there's no ads? Because nobody is buying ads, or nobody is even selling ads for Google there for YouTube. Right. So somebody has to go and tell YouTube, hey, I want to be the one who will create the company and convince people that, hey, when you're going to spend $10,000 on or $1,000 on a campaign for whatever channel, give me 100 to be on YouTube. You will see the difference, and create that. But so how people pay for Spotify? Well, maybe if they could pay directly for Orange or Airtel or whatever, or Vodafone, or like the local phone companies, maybe if the music subscription was part of a bundle that is directly paid there, it would work. But then the operators there, they're like, no, we don't want to complicate that thing, because listen, every user brings us $100, and if we put your bundle, they only will bring us $80, and we already don't make money in Europe and the US because of the competition. In Africa, we can still continue to suck people's money, so we're not going to change anything until we have to.
Exactly.
So it's a real problem, because you have to talk to so many different people, and nobody wants to change anything because they're making their money, and the governments have something else to care about. And then people ask you, you don't love your country, you don't produce an artist from Kinshasa, and you're like, oh.
To those people, I'll say, like I said to a Brazilian friend who was asking me, why, American companies, they're not repatriating all the business. Say, because they make more money, having those factories in Asia than bringing those factories back in America.
Cost less money. Cost less money, because even, look, if you have somebody in a place where you have a billion people, and you can pay people $5 an hour. If you bring the factory to France, for example, first of all, the minimal salary is $1,005. On top of that, you have to put 1,000 of taxes. So all of a sudden, that person that would cost you, I don't know, $200 per month is now costing you $2,005.
I know.
So what a lot of people are doing, they go build in China, or they go build in East Europe, where it costs less money. So that's the problem, and I believe that's the problem of the globalization. A lot of people thought globalization would be something that where we're going to export our thing. We're going to sell our wine. We're going to sell our telephones. We're going to sell this. And in reality, what happened is that once you taught them how to build your stuff, they were like, we can build our stuff now. So now, you
opposite.
Hyundai. Like,
Hyundai, you make a Mercedes, they make a Hyundai, and the design
Lexus.
is almost the same.
Exactly. But and now they're saying it's unfair. I remember, I don't know if you heard about that, but it was in France. It was like 10 years ago. There was a steel company called Arcelor, I think.
Arcelor, yes, they're also here.
ArcelorMittal.
ArcelorMittal,
Arcelor back then was a French company. And at a point, they get bought by Mittal. Indians. And the French are angry. All the debates on TV, how can we leave our stuff to be sold to Indians, and me, I'm like, well, when you guys go to India and buy stuff, or you go to Congo, or you go to the rest of the world to buy stuff, some people from outside will buy stuff too. That's the open market. But already you see that, okay. So now the guys from Mittal are seeing that they have the factory is in, let's say Bordeaux, but the port is 100 kilometers from the factory. And they say, hey, for the cost, we're going to move the factory from the main city, and we're going to bring it to this village that is still 100 kilometers away but at least we are 5 kilometers from the port, which is better for the operation of bringing the steel in and out of the factory and transforming it, etc., etc. And it makes sense for them. And everybody went crazy. You see, this is what happens when you let the foreigners buy our stuff. Now they want to, look at those people, they're gonna lose their job. And of course they're starting, I don't have a choice. I've been in this company for 20 years. So to me, it's gonna be either I move, what my kids go to school here, or if not, I just move myself. My family stays there, but I gotta do 100 kilometers to go to work, or I have to go live in another place and then only come for the weekend, whatever, or move my whole family, etc., or change another job. But everybody had their reason, and the company was saying, "Listen, we understand. We're gonna help you move, and if you can't move, we're gonna pay you 4 months of reconversion, and then after that, we'll pay you salary for a certain amount of time, and then after that, listen, up to you. Or you can move with us. We'll help you find a place, locate, etc., etc. Or you can do 100 kilometers every day to go to work, as you wish. But you're gonna have to be flexible, because for us it makes sense. And listen, everybody started having very kind of racist comments on French TV, and then the minister of the economy at that time, I'm summoning the guy from Mittal, and he's gonna see who I am, bro. Private jet arrived in France. Mercedes arrived. He arrived. He went to the president. He sat down. And he said, "Listen, it's very simple. I can move my operations, my factory. I can move these branch that is not making me money. I can move it from that city and move it from 100 kilometers to where I'm supposed to do it, or I can move my factory from Bordeaux to Romania or Ukraine, where every person is gonna cost me 500 per month, and I'm gonna make money actually. And there's a port there too, and they know how to do exactly all the things you can do, and everything they don't know how to do, I'll just take 1 or 2 people to teach them. So if you continue to talk a certain way and believe that you can force me into whatever, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fire everybody
and shut down operations, and then
listen, the factory moved 100 kilometers straight, and the government was like, we tried everything we could. There's gonna be a plan, because and it's always the same thing. It's in a world that is globalized. Us, the artists, we had to live it first before everybody, because I remember when we were selling CDs. When you sold 10,000 CDs, you made 100,000. But then iTunes arrived, and everybody could just take one song.
One song at a time.
Everything got divided by 10. Then people could just send the song they like by MSN to somebody else, and you were losing a sale completely. So the revenue.
Not only that, but whenever the song comes out, 10 days is it's gone.
LimeWire. Yeah. But me, I remember when we had to go through the LimeWire, the Napster, etc., but when the Wi-Fi became free, because there was a time where it was not free, but when the internet connection became, you pay 30 and you have unlimited internet and cable, the sales of music was divided by 100. So we were the first that had to adapt to this new world, but at the same time we were understanding that instead of having 10 people listening locally in France, Belgium, and Holland, all of a sudden we had access to the whole world.
Yeah.
So all the sales that you were not making in a country, you can, of course, it's not the same as back in the 80s where you could sell like 10 million copies worldwide and make 100 million, but actually it gives you more freedom and more flexibility as a musician. And even if, to me, what I would say to an artist that is in Africa, look at the model of what the Nigerians did, where they branch out of Nigeria as artists, and you can be in Congo and make music for the rest of the world. You just need to have some lyrics in English in some of your songs. You just need to do some amapiano, do some this and that, and stop being obsessed with the idea that you have to just do one type of music, and still have 3-4 songs that represent where you're from. And then you can be on the local market with an international market with everybody else, instead of asking the people who are fighting for their life in Europe, what are you doing for us? And I'm like, am I your daddy?
Oh man.
Kendrick is saying something interesting. It seems like the Congolese music industry has the same struggle than the Haitian music industry. Yeah, no, it's the same in Martinique, Guadeloupe, Guyane. All our markets have the same problem. It's the lack of infrastructure.
Yeah.
The thing about music crossing over, it can become a trend that doesn't last long. Yep,
Yeah.
that's true. Thank you for your testimonies, because this kind of activism produces anxiety. We're talking about the people who are looking for activism all everywhere. But I mean, I understand if you've lived in the US for 30 years and all you do is be, in Twitter, etc. When you arrive somewhere else, you bring those habits. And to me, those are bad habits. But the bad habits for me, but maybe in another place, there are habits of survival. So I understand. People could pay through their phone like M-Pesa. Yeah, that's what I was telling people. But interestingly, those platforms are not, and I don't think the market are interesting enough for them yet to do all the infrastructure to make sure they get paid.
Right.
So Congo is a good place, but is another world. Like our cousin Cody says all the time, Congo is a pocket dimension with its own set of rules. It's like, it's just another world. Yeah.
So I was chatting with somebody recently. He was talking about AI and artist. He's a painter, and we had discussion. But I think maybe we can touch base and do something, talk about it in the coming year.
Yeah. Did you see the new AI called Chat GTP?
Yeah. I use it actually. I use it a couple times.
I didn't use it yet. I didn't try it out yet. But there's some very interesting things you can do with AI as an artist. Mm-hmm. There's some people, they take a subject, they write something with the help of the AI, and then they have an AI create a video from whatever they type, and then they upload that to YouTube.
Yep.
So that's a lot of... I created a full collection of NFTs, and the first design was an AI image, and from that AI image I redraw on top of it, and then I created my collection. So this did you try those things when you send your photos and it create fake photos of you?
I tried it once, but I was not a big fan of it. So
my next CD cover, let me see if I can find it. My next CD cover was made with AI. I was like, oh, bye bye paying $300 for a photo session. Wait, what's the name of the song? The name of the song is Excuse Me Girl Remixes. Yeah. Look at this.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay. And what can we do? You know,
Yo, listen, and I have listen. I think I put them somewhere. KAI. Okay, look at these photos I did. Those I'm gonna use them for my next CD covers.
yeah.
You just send some selfies. Look at this
Yeah.
one.
And he does everything for you.
He does the rest.
Whoa.
And you can have like for 20 it does you 200 photos, and then if you want you can have 200 more photos in any style you want, etc. And I was like,
Wow.
I don't even need to do photos. You just need to clean them a little bit sometimes. But that's crazy.
Yeah. it
All
is.
this I'm gonna use as my covers for all my next upcoming single for 2023. I love this one.
Wow.
Look at this.
Wow.
All you have to do now is just add the title.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's crazy.
No, it is. It is. Definitely.
And this is just a selection of how many of them? 13 photos, paintings that I took from. The total was 100 that I have.
Whoa.
And if I want, I said, hey, create another 100. And then from there, I take the 10 that I really like.
Woo.
So
Now, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
It's gonna change the way we create. I even saw that you have some AIs now. You can just tell them, hey, do me a melody of this style, do me an R&B melody, and then it will just give you some chords, and then after that you do the rest of your song. And some now, I found a website that just create a whole song for you.
Come on.
Yeah. It's called Shum. What's the name? Wait. AI music generator, and it creates the whole song. You just tell them, hey, I want something from that style. It's called Sound Raw. Iva. There was another one. Where was it? It was called. How it works. There you go. So you have let me add you.
Whoa. No licensing headache.
Wait, let me. Okay, so
Wow.
so it costs you like 100 a month, 11 a month, and then you can just create all the songs you want. And I was like, that's crazy. So you just say, okay, for example, I want pop. So wait, I'm gonna let me. The other site was I've Sound Raw. Let me see. So you click here, you say create music,
Okay.
and you just say the mood you want. Elegant. I want something epic, for example, and it's creating the music for you. And now you have 100. No, you have, look, all these songs. You have 15 songs that you can use. You can use for your YouTube channel. You can use for, and you just license them, and then if you pay for a month, I think you can download 100 songs, and then you cancel your subscription, and now you own those songs. So, and if you play them, let me see if thing is, let me see if Google is on. There you go. So like, listen, number 1. Just created now. Number 3.
Whoa.
see. Yeah. And if you say,
Oh,
hey, create more music,
and it goes.
you wait a little bit, and there you go. You have another, now you have 30. Let me see that one.
Wow.
And so you can use it to start a song. This is crazy. And there was another one called Schubert. I'm trying to wait. AI music, yeah, music generator. I'm trying to remember the name of that website that I went to, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy." I think it was called Schubert or something. Wait, AI tool to make music. And this one, you just say you could just tell him the style. It was Emperor, no. Aiva, no. Ecret, no. Umtap, no. Amadeus Code, Computoser, Magenta Tools, Chrome Song Maker, 10FM, MuseNet. Oh, that's strange. There was a specific one where I was like, oh, this is crazy. It was, that's the one. Mubert, that's the one.
Uber.
So it cost you, how much it was? Product. Mubert render. So you see, so the price is premium. So for $40,
Right.
you completely own the song. No, it was more. No, how much it was? There was one when you can even sell them if you want.
Wow.
And then you just say the genre, for example, and you have all these genre: house music, rock, techno, disco, chill, ambient, drum and bass, pop, chill, drill, lo-fi. Okay, I want to do a lo-fi hip hop track, and there they are. And this, you can just regenerate them. So you're like, yo, this is crazy, because now you can create, I don't know how many songs. Oh, where are you? Now you can create, I don't know how many songs by yourself.
Wow.
This thing is crazy. It's, the AI is just, listen, in
Next level.
2023 a lot of people are gonna be complaining, and me, I don't complain. I'm just update. If you don't update, because now you can even generate images, you can generate movies now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you just are gonna have to think, okay, how can I use it, and how can I use it for me? Me personally, if I have, for example, something that can create for me unique samples, well, listen, if I can generate 20 unique samples, I can make 20 beats in one day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. All right, cuz. So
Let me just
YouTube
answer
is
to
not gonna let
those
you.
last questions.
Huh?
YouTube is not going to let you monetize that. No, you have some options, Urban Sweet Spot, where you're going to be able to monetize them. Depending how much you pay for them, you're going to be able, I was reading the terms of service of all these, some of them, they let you even use them on YouTube because they are yours. So it really depends. And imagine if you just don't take a track that is completely done. You just have the start of your instrumental, for example, that the piano melody, and then from that it gives you the MIDI, and then from that you just create your track. Me, with something like this, I can create 40 tracks in one day. So it's crazy. It is crazy.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what 2023 brings and.
Yeah. 2023 is gonna be crazy. Some lo-fi music channels are known for that. Yep, some are already doing this, and you can monetize. I was watching. Everybody's out of a job. Listen, I have my the guy who does my mastering, who did the mastering for all my albums from I think the third album until album number 7. One day I do my masterings with something called Lender. Lender, you put your mix in. 2 minutes after, they give you a master. So the mastering is the last part of the mix where you create the thing with the right volume. And one day I sent him 3 files, and I called them ABC. I told him one is your master, the second one is my master of the same song, and the third one is AI. Tell me which one is yours, tell me which one is AI. And he replied to me, I'm closing the studio. And I was, yep, you're right. Yeah, and he told me I'm only working with Africa because they're not there yet.
They're not there yet, exactly.
That's where I'm gonna get my market. But and my last 2 albums and all my singles that I've been releasing every week, it would cost me 50 euros per master. That's too much.
Yeah.
Everything, I'm done with my mix, or I receive my remixes, I put them on Lender. I already know my settings. They already know because I'm putting probably more than 300 masters there. They know exactly how to make my music sound.
Exactly.
And nobody complained. No club said, "Oh, it sounds strange." Because listen, after a point, when these things have mastered 50,000 songs, they get much better than a professional that is a human person that is using their ears. They know exactly what they have to do, and you know how to do your mix for it to work. So a lot of people, I believe that, as always, the lazy people will say, or the people who want to continue living in a vacuum will say, "Oh, it's unfair." And people like me will take advantage. How am I? 3 hours and 30 minutes. Let me get out of here.
All right.
That was a good club, Shada.
Are we meeting on Sunday, or you'll be on the show?
Sunday. I think the show is gonna be at this hour, around 4 a.m. Okay. So I probably will do. I'll probably do an hour or 2 before going to the show, and then after that I will go and perform.
Okay. All right.
We see each other in 2023.
All right. Okay. Let's see.
All right. Ciao. What a show, what a show, what a show. Yeah, listen. AI is taking over. Want it or not. There's not going to be a lot of things you can do, because once it's there, the Pandora box is open. But I think I'll do a whole show about that, because it deserves a whole show. But listen, it's been a long time. I like to do an hour and a half. It's been 3 hours and something. So that was cool. So thanks to all our guests. Bodhisattva, Mountain of Inspiration, his brother Joel, Amen, MJ. Who else was here? Emery aussi came, but he was not hearing us. But yeah. Listen, to everybody, Happy New Year. Make the best out of it. Don't make New Year resolutions. That's useless. Don't do that. I believe that what you should do is don't take those big it's the end of the year, let me do resolutions. Take resolutions as things go, one by one. Every time that there's a new Every time you learn something, change a little something. People always want to make those big chantier when the year ends, and they end up only doing 1 or 5% of that. If you start to change all the time as you learn, as you experience things, you actually don't need to have New Year resolution. So for you, the New Year is just you're just celebrating the fact that you had a revolution around the sun for 360 days, and that's it. And you look at the fireworks, and you're not stressed by, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna remove those friends, or I'm gonna start doing this, or I'm gonna start dieting. No. Start dieting when you understand it's time to diet. I lost 8 kilos in the last 2 months, and if I was like those people with their resolutions, I would be eating and getting fat until the end of the year. Christmas Day, end of the year, I'm eating like crazy, and then now I take the resolution to do my diet, and then I would lose maybe 5 kilos, but because I gained 10, I'm still getting fatter. You see what I mean? But no, 2 months ago, I was like, okay, I changed this, I changed that. I went to the nutritionist. I had a diet that works for me and that is very cool to do. I don't feel like I'm starving. Actually, I eat very well, and I've been losing every week 500 grams, and that's amazing for me. So it's and I changed a lot of things. I changed a lot of things since the end of the pandemic. I've been changing a lot of things in my life. I've been changing even the people I talk to on the daily, the way I make music, the way I interact with musicians, the way I tell the truth to people instead of, sometimes you're scared to, when it comes to business, sometimes you are scared to tell things to the people the way it is, because you don't want to vex people, you don't want all that stuff. I learned to tell things to people the way it is, because when you're dealing with people, you can say it the way you want. They will be angry anyway. So actually, just say it the way it is. Hey, can you do this? No. Oh, why? Because that. Hey, can we do this with your song, whatever? No. Oh, yes. This is how it is. This is the business. This is the contract. Hey, can you come to the show? This much. Oh, but I don't care. You learn to be more straightforward. I didn't wait for the New Year resolutions to do all that. As I was learning, and as I'm learning how to handle my business, how to handle things in general, I just change as I go. I just update as I go. I'm against all these New Year resolution. It really sounds like gimmicks. So please don't do that. If you think there's some things you want to change about your life, change them right now, at this second. I hate when okay, stop doing this then. Now, don't wait for the 31st. Don't wait for these imaginary mark where when you pass the finish line of the year, now it's a new me. No. You have to be a new you every single day. As we say in Buddhism, life is like a river. You are never in the same water twice. And this is the phrase, this is the sentence that I go by my whole existence. Who I am right now is not the same person than 5 minutes ago. And I'm not the person than in 5 minutes, because something changed in my body. I'm not breathing the same air. I do this. I said stuff. Maybe I read a comment from Urban Sweet Spot that changed something in my head, and I just learned something new, etc., etc. This is a way to live by. All these New Year resolution, all that stuff, those are commercial gimmicks that you read probably in Marie Claire. Stop doing that. Start really, when you think of a change that you want to do in your life, start changing it now. And you will see that it makes the obstacle way easier to pass, because instead of jumping in front of the obstacle, you are starting to just go higher. And when you arrive to the obstacle, there's no obstacle. And it's something really I learned with Stoicism and Buddhism. But I believe that everybody should try. In 2023, we all become musicians. Amen to that. The community of small DD action. Exactly. Consistency. Always. I don't believe in just changing things violently on a certain date. And it's like a river. You are never in the same water because it's flowing. Once you understand that, everything makes sense. And on that note, I'm going to leave you with that beautiful song that is playing in the back, that actually is a beat that I produced in... when did I do this beat? I do this beat probably in... It's called Rocket. And I produced that beat... listen, long time ago. I don't know, probably in 2005. But yeah, it's a beat that I really love. It's called Rocket. And I just lost it. Where is it? Damn it. There it is. All right, Shada Gang. It's been a pleasure. Thank you to the sponsors. Thank you to all the subscribers to the channel. And I will see you on the first Sunday so we can enter the year with style. All right. I'm leaving you with one of my instrumentals called Rocket. And I'll see you. All right. Have a good night. Peace.